And there it goes. Your crimes open to the world. But no, I believe this is session 4 of Long Nights. We had a bit of a break between our previous session and this one due to some health issues. Well, not even health issues. It was just people were tired. Um, but now we're back at it. To do a little bit of a recap as for the previous session. Also, I'm not too loud, am I, guys? I lowered my mic.
I
Actually,
think
Something in
so.
my ear currently.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm
What?
kidding. You're fine.
Okay.
I was a little behind. Like he was lagging for some reason.
Oh, Alex is back. Let me double check to make sure everyone's in the right spot. Looks like it. All right. But yeah, to continue on with my recap. In our previous session, we started off with the party outside of the Brayrock Hour Hotel. Mr. Wright and Giovanni sitting on the sidelines and just trying to listen in to the conversation of the officers and otherwise. While Gore was working away, explaining the situation that had arose as he was the individual who had discovered this gory scene within the hotel, explaining your side to the officers, and it had seemingly become very apparent to, especially Wright and your listening skills, that there were a multitude of similar murders happening across the city. This being one of 3. Um, Gore, your testimony, seemingly coming and being taken at first glance, didn't fully cleanse you of suspicion, as it seems the police had no especially large lead. And it soon became apparent that you were more than likely going to be apprehended and taken to the spending a night in jail as you recounted your testimony. However, this action was stopped on no small part by the police inspector Krieg, who had been met before by Wright upon his initial entrance into the city of Berlin, but became formally acquainted with you, Gore, as he was able to take your testimony, seemingly very familiar with this line of work, able to read just off of your expression and testimony in a short time there that you were, at least initially, not in any sort their culprit. Outranking the officers there, he kind of sent them back to their work, granting you his card, as he wanted to have a more individual conversation with you about the things that you had seen here and any of your suspicions as well as questions. After this, following Gore collecting your things from the former apartment of Grobsman, you all made your way back over to Gore's humble suite in order to get something to eat, eating some refrigerated wholesale jerky Gore had on hand, before kind of making your way over to one of the suspected murder scenes that was nearby, outside of the gymnasium near Friedrichshain. It was here that Gore once again was sent to investigate, witnessing a police tape surrounded and gory scene, a macabre decoration that hung throughout the canopy of a tree within the park. The 2 officers there seemingly taking in the scene and recording it, while also trying to get, rather unsuccessfully, any information they can from the traumatized young children there that must have either come upon the scene, or if they had seen anything, it didn't seem as though they were getting any information out of the children. Which, with such a scene and not wanting to waste further time, the party moved on to taking the new source of information they possibly had. Wright and Gore moving into the central police station to speak with Police Inspector Krieg more formally. And in your conversations with him, he asked his questions that he desired to have answers for from Gore. Yet wasn't entirely hostile, and relatively amiable to the presence of Wright, especially with the ongoing narrative that you, at least to his interpretation, were in some degree within the same field as Krieg, although not in the same right, but similar. This allowed you to get a few steps further in your investigation, especially from the things Krieg noted, as he seemed to open up a bit more under the interpretation that you had some relation to law enforcement, though he didn't know how much. Yet nonetheless, it seems you had catered a dialogue with Mr. Krieg, going so far as to claim some former evidence from his investigations on Grobsman, claiming the former journal, which, beyond the few confusing alterations to Krieg's interpretation of the journal, things missing and otherwise that he'd formerly suspected to be there, the case was closed, as you had later seen the culprit of such devices and otherwise was lying dead in a cold freezer within the lower morgue of the station. However, not to allow Giovanni to sit too long outside in the daylight, the party made their way back out, getting into the car, and was going to investigate the Red Cabaret. However, this was interrupted by the shrill calls of a paperboy selling the evening papers. This giving the announcement of a supposed Grand Duchess being sheltered in by a local baron and wealthy man that came to be known as Baron. Let me get his exact name here for you. Baron Arthur von Kleist, a wealthy man near the area in which you had initially received your employment from Prince Konstantinovich. Not wasting any time and kind of taking this new lead that had seemingly dropped into your lap, and the possible worries that came with it, the party went to this manor hotel, heading to the suite in which was advertised on the paper, and discovered that it was bustling with Russians and otherwise mingling about, seemingly at the mention of this new news, curious and otherwise in conversation. This, by all means, a cocktail party. It was here as well that you had come to meet your employer, the prince, who had seemingly been most curious about the investigation as well. Though you haven't had a chance to exactly trade all the information that you've learned, Konstantinovich was unsuccessful in getting any information or confirmation out of the supposed Grand Duchess, employing your help once again to perhaps being new faces and otherwise, and much to the cooperation of the Baron, you went to meet this Anna Tchaikovsky, seeing if you could confirm any suspicions that she was the promised girl that you were looking for, the rumored Saznovsky. She was rather quiet, difficult to read, but very clearly traumatized by recent years and difficulties. Using what information you could, it was through a charismatic approach on no small part of Gore, who was able to allow her to relive an initial memory. Though you couldn't get any great details, she seemed to have recalled her time in what you can only imagine to have been an attempted suicide. Unable to remember the exact details of why she was running or why she did it, more remembering the collision with the cold river and being pulled out of it. You imagine these to be very recent and resurfaced memories, if anything, but only scratching the surface of what has occurred in that lockbox of a traumatized mind within the supposed Saznovsky. Yet it was here that we left off, at the aggressive take in the proclaimed guttural cry of an assassin in the midst of this cocktail party. A frail, unsuspecting-looking maid who had initially entered the room here to deliver tea, but with a clattering of cutlery and glass shattering and the shriek of Anna on the bed at the vision of this, almost as though a switch had been flipped within the mind of this individual. Clutching a butter knife and a proclamation of aggression, began to lunge at the bed and the defenseless girl resting on its sheets. The Baron, kind of confused as to all this going on, not entirely taking in that one of his own staff clutching a butter knife and rushing towards you all. Many of you kind of trying to pull yourselves out of your seats and otherwise, though still taken somewhat aback by the this otherwise safe environment, turned aggressive. Returning back to the initial scene with a guttural cry. I have unfinished business with you, whore. Jumping through the shattered glass and otherwise lunging towards the bed frame, you can see Anna kind of clutching onto the sheets and kind of pulling herself back against the bed frame, is just trying to defend herself as this figure is just rushing towards her. I would say that Giovanni and Gore, being so close to because I believe, right, you were sitting closest to Anna, because you and Giovanni were on the left side of the bed, and then Gore was on the right side, and I believe
I was at like the foot of the bed, basically.
Yeah,
if I remember right.
I imagine you two are. Giovanni and Gore were about right here. If Anna's like right here and then Wright's right here, and this like maid's basically looking as though she's just going to lunge like over the bed frame at Anna. This is all kind of freeze framed, but those of you, either of you can go ahead and try to make a dex roll to interpose yourselves before actual initiative starts, if you'd like.
I will.
My Foundry is currently just saying game pause and it's just gray. Would that? Let me
It is unpaused.
Okay, I don't know. It was like half loaded, I guess.
Should we see a map or anything, or?
No, this is all theater of the mind. This shouldn't take that long.
What the heck?
Boo.
Well, it's also like distances in Call of Cthulhu, though I can break it down to a gridded format, is very much like, especially in such a small room, like if you want to attack this maid, you're going to be able to just run up and attack her, unless, because I believe all of you have a minimum like yard distance of 5. So
I'm gonna run towards her, run back, eat the attack of opportunity, run in again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, this just to re-explain the bed chamber. The doors are currently closed. It is a relatively small chamber holding, most notably, this large queen size bed that Anna is currently like sitting atop. It's one of the ones that the large wooden frame kind of stretches up into 4 pillars to have the linen like canopy. I forget what they call it, like the roofing over the bed, as though it's like all part of the same frame, if you know what I mean.
Head hanging.
A head hanging? Is that the actual term for it?
Hanging?
Bed hanging?
Sure, something like that.
I mean,
I know what you're talking about, like like a canopy type thing.
Yeah, there's like the bed, and then the bed has like its own roofing, essentially. But
well, I saw Noah's roll, but it won't let me roll.
I had to type it in. Yeah, I succeed.
Okay.
are the like?
Slash
super
R
fucking succeed.
1D 100.
The shortcut dice are working. Also, I didn't see your
They don't
roll.
work
No.
for us because we don't have. There's no like. We're not on any tab, you know. Like you had the map, and then you had like the default like one with the picture.
Oh.
Or whatever. We can't do anything unless we have.
I
succeed,
see.
By the way.
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you.
Well, I can't see your rolls, but
I had a 21.
Oh, he had a 21 and I had a 30. Mine was a hard success, not a critical.
Mine
what
too.
what degree of success is that? Oh, okay. You had a hard
Hard.
success.
We
Both
both
have
had
hard.
we both had a
Yeah.
hard success.
As you are trying to pull yourselves up out of the seat, and just for my own reference, what weapons are you trying to ready, if anything?
My revolver, I guess.
Giovanni, are you readying anything, or are you just trying to pull yourself out of the seat?
I'll take a
Because she's
wrench
armed
out
with
my
a
tool
butter
pocket.
knife, and she's a woman kind of in her late 40s. She's like she's definitely not like the most physical specimen, if anything.
I'll take
Oh,
a
she,
wrench.
like, had the weird Cthulhu stuff going on with her, isn't she?
Nothing
Kinda like
physically changed, but
I thought
I'll
she had,
have
like, yellow eyes, maybe.
her eyes are the most unnatural thing, if anything, is her eyes are kind of like black dots, like as though the pupils have shrunk down to like this predatory like focus. It's definitely strange, but it's not the most noticeable thing. I guess I'll say I'll also have since Giovanni and Gore, your attention's most focused on the actual mate. I'll have Wright. Can you go ahead and make a spot hidden roll for me? But did it? So neither of you had a critical success. Is that correct?
Nope.
No, I'm almost on a critical, but no.
Okay.
Ooh, that is an extreme success out of me.
As you had initially glanced over, there's kind of retconning a little bit, but as you had initially glanced over at the maid, you notice that her shadow was spindly and inhuman, standing long and tall far before she had ever like dropped the porcelain glass and turned. Upon your initial glance over into the room, you had seen she was the shadow was not her own. It was that of a spindly male figure, tall and disjointed arms that seemed to have casted a far longer shadow than any of the light sources in here possibly could have. And I'll have you go to make a sanity test against that. Seeing that unnatural.
I'm so scared.
The
Maybe.
shadow beast.
That's a do successes in tier successes matter for sanity checks?
Not in this circumstance.
Okay, well it's a success.
Only if it's critical. It kind of matters, but that's only on specific sanity checks. You found yourself unsettled by it, but you didn't have the time to really make any reaction as you are currently still focused on Anna. So take one sanity point of sanity damage.
I'm not the one that took the sanity damage.
But yeah,
Praise.
I got 69 sanity.
Giovanni and
Triple my sanity.
Gore
More than
kind of you're trying to pull yourself off of the wall and rush towards to kind of intervene yourself or interpose yourself, but you aren't quick enough. This maid, although empowered by some unseen force, is just in a dead sprint. Her intention was clear far before she seemed to have walked into this room, and even though you are not entirely caught off guard, you definitely weren't suspecting this attack. And she, including in the case of you, Giovanni, she's definitely going to break past you and lunge onto the bed before you can definitely interpose yourself.
Oh, so our hard successes. So we didn't succeed or whatever. On
She got a critical success. Just so you know.
Oh.
This was an opposed test against her, so she rolled a 4. Just so you know.
Well,
Oh fuck, bitch.
guess we're fucked. She dies.
Anna died.
That doesn't
man.
mean she's going first, though. That just means you can't interpose yourself with her. So, you can, like, if you were going to melee her, you'd still be going up to hit her, but you wouldn't be able to beat her into a position where you could just push her out of the way of the bed frame. If that makes
Shoulder
sense.
She's
checker.
lunging. I just want to uppercut her like a fucking cartoon when she like spins in air.
But let me double check the initiative here.
Is it like?
So since
not
you
like we have
guys,
an initiative
since
score.
Giovanni and Gore don't have your weapons ready, for the purposes of the initial turnaround, your initiatives are 70 and 65. They would normally be 120 and 115. But because if you have your weapon ready, you have a plus 50 to your initiative bonus.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So it's normally
All right,
pretty
note
big.
to self, boys. We're gonna hold our weapons just constantly out for whenever.
Fuck the
combat
cops.
starts.
I should always have my brass knuckles in my hand, or like around my fingers and just in my pocket. Don't always.
Oh, Mr. Wright, can I please shake your hand? No.
Yeah, just wait. Oh, I'm
Full-
gonna just shuffle around my pocket a little bit.
And then the combat immediately starts right as you go for the handshake. What is it? What is it? Bruce Lee thing? It's like the
The 1-inch punch, yeah.
where you just like a finger with
Okay.
finger length away.
But starting us off in the initiative order, will be Giovanni. Though you're trying to pull yourself up out of your seat, you aren't able to kind of get yourself both out of your chair and in front of the bed frame before she's going to close the gap. She's currently about 4 feet or 4 to like 8 feet away from the actual bed frame. She's in a sprint and approaching the bed, and you can definitely tell in this unnatural focus she, as though entirely uncaring of the circumstance of the fact that she is utterly outnumbered. She's making a dead sprint towards Anna. And just so you're aware, on your turn, movement is not counted in. You basically, a lot of Call of Cthulhu, like combat, is like intended to be theater of the mind. So like as long as you, in your like, your character sheet has like their speed, and that's recorded in yards. So, and in this circumstance, you would technically be counted as close to the maid. She's definitely within range of basically anything. So basically on your turn, you can choose to use your action to make an attack or to make a maneuver. Maneuvers are just generalized as anything else that isn't just hitting them. So like if you wanted to disarm them, trip them, jump them, grab them, that's all maneuvers, but it rolls the same as an attack. So basically just describe what you want to do, and then we'll move on from there. But
Okay.
you get one action. So
All right. And like, would taking out something or grabbing like something nearby be like in an action?
if it's readily available, no. So
Okay. Because I have like I have the tool coat. And I was wondering if it would be okay if I like took a fucking socket wrench quickly out of like my coat and tried to bat the knife and disarm her.
yeah, that's fine.
Sweet. I would love to attempt that singular action.
Okay, as you're fumbling in your jacket, pulling out this wrench and rushing towards the maid, you can see she kind of pivots to try to bring her distance herself away from you, Giovanni. Although you're not entirely able to interpose yourself, I will have you. Let me just double check the maneuver. What is your build?
Ooh. My build is I have the normal size, not
Okay.
+1 or negative.
So it's 0. Okay.
Yeah.
Because if you're bigger than somebody, you get bonus dice for maneuvers on them. So
Oh, yeah, just normal.
Ooh,
Hey, let's
yeah,
go.
let's go. Let's fuck this girl up.
Yeah, so for this, I'll have you make a brawling attack, I believe is the term for it.
Okay.
So you go ahead and go ahead and make that attempt.
I'm not good at these fellas, but let's see if we do something here.
And this is an
You'll
opposed
succeed.
test against her. She will fight back.
Nah, she doesn't want to fight back.
Oh, I do not win.
Well, the actual roll, if she rolls worse, you can still win.
Oh, okay.
Well, not actually. Win in the case that no one... Because if you fail,
No
you're
one-
not going to get your result, but if she beats you and succeeds, you get hit, is kind
I
of
see.
how... Because, also, I gotta find...
Also,
Here,
you
I'm-
gotta remember, we only have like 10 HP, so.
I mean, she's armed with
It
a
is what it is.
butter knife.
Yeah, but a
like
butter
fists
knife to
already
the
do
eye
like
will-
1v3, you know.
Yeah.
Butter
Uh,
knife to the eye is basically a kill.
Okay. So, as you... Rushing... what did you roll? And what was the number, and what was it?
I rolled a 63 and it was not a success.
You
Not
rolled
like a, not like a
63
super
and it
fail.
wasn't a success. Okay.
Yeah, but not a
Uh-uh.
success.
And she barely fails as well. So as you kind of rush yourself to interpose and kind of swing your wrench at the knife, she kind of pulls. For the fact of having no strength, she still has speed to a degree, pulling the knife out of the way of the swing and just kind of like she tries to like jab the butter knife into your chest. However, it just its blunt tip just kind of like wrestles in the crook of your chest, blocked by your vest before she kind of slips back and out of your grasp, continuing her rush towards the Anna.
Wait,
Wait, what'd you say?
Cheat.
cheat.
Cheat. She.
Uh,
Oh,
following
Next.
her turn is Gore.
Woo.
Giovanni, unable to kind of interpose and get the knife out of her hand as she's slipping past, now clambering over, getting her left hand on top of the bed frame. She's continuing forward.
I want to shoot her in the kneecap with my gun.
Okay. Kind of pulling your I don't, what gun do you have?
Revolver.
You have a revolver.
45 revolver.
And are you how many shots are you firing?
I mean,
Let me explain the ranged actions you can make.
okay.
So
I ain't tested none of this fucking 25 brawl shit. I'm gonna put.
you
it
have a
down.
45 revolver, right?
Yeah.
I think that makes you because like I have on
How
my
many
revolver,
shot-
it's
I
one
actually
and
have
then three. in
yeah.
It
front
has
of it.
attacks 1 and then in parentheses 3.
Okay, so you can. I wanna make sure I get this rule right. I know you can shoot multiple times, but
Yeah. I think it's like reduced accuracy the more shots you take. Or I feel there's some detriment to having multiple shots.
what's your dex score, by the way?
My flat dex, 65.
Okay. You get, just so you know, you have the point blank bonus since she's within 1/5 of your dex modifier, so you have a bonus die on all these attacks, which is basically advantage.
Is it like bonus die as in like it's like how we do the help actions where you roll a d10, you can.
He rolls a
replace
d10 and you take the better.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna let me just double check this.
I mean, yeah, no, my success rate on handgun is 50 automatically, so.
Mm-hmm.
If this
Well,
was my
don't miss.
shotgun, it'd be an 80 success. So.
Shotgun. I don't miss. You know the girl that we're supposed to protect is right
Blam! Blow her up. Turn her
Giovanni's
into cat
going to
food.
try to whack the knife away. I just whip out the
Goddamn.
shotgun.
Where the fuck?
there. Yeah, Giovanni. Yeah. On guard. And then
Hey man, I got a wrench on me.
no, I was
We're hunting mage.
Yeah.
That was a shitty Elmer Fudd.
I wasn't like I was trying to hit. I was just gonna try to hit her fucking arm, you know, because I feel like a wrench to your hand would be like, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe you're shooting her in
Fuck.
the kneecap so she can't
Okay.
run.
Many
They didn't
handguns
get
are
rid of the
capable of
weapons,
firing
did
2 to 3 shots per round. Firing 1 shot allows for more careful. Wait, that's just flavor text. Fuck.
The power of flavor text.
When firing 2 or 3 shots in one round, roll each shot individually, with all shots receiving 1 penalty die. But since this is point blank, all these shots are treated as normal. So.
I'm only shooting once, by the way.
You're just shooting once? Then you just have
Yeah.
the bonus die. So.
Yeah.
Oh wait, but you are trying to target a specific point of her body, so that is a penalty die.
Does that mean it cancels?
It cancels, so it's a normal roll.
Okay.
Because you're aiming, just for my own reference, for her kneecap.
Yeah.
You're trying to shoot her in the knee. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and
roll
as you,
in.
as you kind of draw your revolver out of your breast pocket, go ahead and taking aim. Go ahead and roll a d100 firearm check, I believe.
Can I use luck?
Not on attacks. Oh, actually, wait.
I know you can't push attack rolls.
You can't push attack rolls. I don't think you could spend luck on attack rolls either, but for this attack, I'll say no. If that's okay.
I miss.
Just
That's
because.
tough.
I rolled a 69, baby.
What is that? Is that just a failure?
That's just a failure, yeah.
Okay. As you kind of bring your shot out, kind of ringing out a shot out of the barrel, it kind of shoots wide, just barely grazing past her leg. You can see the wood shatter of the frame of the bed just past her. Splinters kind of scattering around where Giovanni kind of stands. As Giovanni, you can see the muzzle flash of the gun, the bullet ricocheting past you, and you can hear the immediate gasp of "My word!" From the Baron as the bullet kind of ricochets through the room.
It's fine.
Everyone get down.
I've been waiting for this moment, whore. As the maiden comes clambering over the sheets on her turn, She is going to Anna trying to dodge.
Anna, dodge. Let's fucking go, Anna.
She's prone. She has disadvantage.
We're terrible.
We couldn't succeed a roll to save our fucking life in the moment.
The maid is going to make a swing with the knife. That is a success on her.
Oh, fuck.
And then Anna is going to roll. Barely succeeding on her dodge check, and since it's a tie for 2 successes, Anna breaks the tie because she's dodging. So as the maid comes over, kind of clutching at the blankets, pulling them away from Anna, she slams down the butter knife. All of you kind of gasp for a moment before the knife. Anna just barely manages to pull herself out of the way. The butter knife sinking into the soft pillow that was once where her head was. Anna now clambering to try to push this maid off for wrenching the knife out of the feathered pillow. Feathers flying through the air as she's trying to aim up another shot on Anna. Screams kind of ringing from the room as Anna, now paralyzed in fear, is just kicking to survive.
Right, knock her out.
After her is indeed Right. A little slow on the uptake since, I believe, you can correct me, you have 50 dex. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, it is your go.
I'm a lumbering man. I would like to, as like Right is like, holy fuck, she just barely dodged that. That's insane. He's going to do the more protective thing, and he's going to try and essentially fucking WWE chokeslam the maid girl, like to the other end of the bed as he kind of just like grabs her and.
Would this be a fine interpretation? Because currently, Anna is currently like on her back, kind of clawing at this maid who's kind of tried to pin her down and stab her. You're on like the left side of the bed. Do you just want to like jump through the bed and try to tackle the maid because she's currently like sitting up? Would that be a fine interpretation to the other side of the bed?
Can I grab, because I'm a build +1, can I grab both her, with both my hands around her neck and just fucking, like, toss her? I really want to choke her.
So you're just trying to, like, yank her off the bed to your side? That's why I'm trying to, like,
yeah,
what's
essentially. I'm just trying to get her off and then, like, pin her, basically.
Okay, so let me see if you get the bonus die for being build 1, 'cause she's build 0.
My big meaty
For each point bigger the target is, add a penalty die to the attacker's roll. Oh, wait. Oh, the difference is 3 or higher. You can't do that.
I had a penalty die? What the hell?
You don't. I might have
Okay.
misinterpreted that. I would say for your strength, just for the purposes of it. Okay, so normally bigger people are harder to trip, harder to push. That was my bad.
Does that mean smaller people are easier?
But I will say for the purposes of this, you definitely have the advantage in strength and weight. So go ahead and roll a brawling check with a bonus die. So that's roll your normal check and then a d10, and then if the result's better, you can use that instead.
Oh, that's so fucking good. Oh, shit. Wait, no. So a 10. Is it... A 10's a 0, right?
Yes.
If I replace the first one, so I rolled a 3 then, which is an extreme.
Okay.
Fucking RKO out of nowhere.
You thought you'd escape, you little whore. Well, as she kind of brings the butter knife up before, kind of, if you want to describe it. Right, kind of reaching over the bed, your left hand kind of grabbing right in front of the Adam's apple, the other hand kind of grabbing the back of the maid's hair before just slamming her off the bed onto the right side of it, onto her back. As she slices at you with the butter knife, you just kind of pull your head back as you kind of have the benefit of reach here, kind of doing what you can to try to keep her pinned. You can see through her gritted teeth, you're now locked eyes with this now. You can see that the veins around the otherwise wrinkled and slightly aged skin of this maid, there are strange veins appearing around the sockets of her eyes that are now almost entirely filled with the whites of the eye beyond these like black dots in the center. Quite a strong one we have here. Far better specimen than this one. And on that note, we will be going over to the Baron's turn, who let me double check this. I don't understand the meaning of this, Troddle. Shh. Stand out at once. As the Baron
has a
pulls
sword?
out, he has a sword cane. So like he grabs the pommel of his cane, pointing the tip of the blade at the who you now know as Troddle or Troddell. If you value your life, Troddle, and your employment, put down the butter knife and resist or desist.
Yeah, just keep resisting real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, so we can kill
Give
ya.
me an excuse.
Try me, bitch.
Dude, he fucking pulled out a goddamn sword. What the fuck? I thought he was gonna
He's a
run
baron,
around
dude.
with a chicken with his head cut off. Ah!
He's a baron. He's
Gone mad.
strapped.
The man's gone mad, and he's just like, yo, fuck
he's
this shit.
he's dropped the cane and is now just holding the sword part, adjusting his monocle at the currently.
He like starts casting fucking magic.
Since your turns immediately follow one another, Giovanni, you can see Anna has kind of like pulled herself off to one side of the bed, now on the opposite side, almost entirely, but she hasn't left the supposed safety of the sheets of the bed. However, Giovanni and Gore, what are you doing during this time? Because your turns come immediately after.
I mean, if Wright's got her down, then I'm gonna be just like aiming at her in case she like escapes.
Okay. Giovanni, are you doing anything? You're immediately right next to this. Still with your little tool in hand.
I'm gonna look at Anna, and I'm gonna like look at the Baron, and I'm gonna be like, Anna, let's get you out of here. We have to go.
Um,
And then I'm like extend my hand, I suppose.
Go ahead and make a charm test.
Oh hell yeah.
So like, am I able to do kind of like a hold action?
You
thing
can.
On the...
You can hold
Okay.
actions. So.
So
That's
I'm like,
an-
Sorry, what would? Are you just wanting to like have your gun ready in case she starts like?
yeah, just like if she like breaks free from Wright or whatever, I'm just popping her.
You could take an aim action, which gives you a bonus die to your shot. But you give up this turn's action, but you're also not shooting this turn anyway. So you would
Yeah.
probably be shooting your next turn. That's up to you
Yeah.
though. If you prefer
mean-
the interrupt, you can do that.
I guess we'll take an aim action at her.
Well, you
Like,
can aim,
so-
or you can just hold your action to shoot her.
I mean,
Yeah, because she might
already
escape
got-
this turn. So
yeah,
we
I already got the point blank thing, so I'm feeling pretty confident about that. I'm not
Uh,
at this point.
it's-
I'm not giving her fucking.
Okay, for the purposes of this, I'll have you have moved around the bed because she would have prone cover with the bed on the opposite side. So
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
moved
no.
around. You're now
Moved
closer.
around.
Don't
I'm
shoot
like-
me.
You know, I'm like to the side of Wright, so I have like direct line. So if she breaks free, like, I just shoot,
Okay.
and then we can go to.
As a-
Giovanni.
Oh, Giovanni. Oh, sorry. What were you doing?
No dice.
Oh,
Bad.
you failed. Okay.
Yeah.
We
Once
can't
again, she
succeed.
hasn't changed. She's been very clammed up, and you can tell that the sanctity of the safety of her room has just been jeopardized. Whatever image of safety she had, she is stricken in fear. This traumatized girl is. She almost looks at all of you like you're a threat right now. And as you kind of reach your hand out, she just shies away more into the corner of the bed. At this point, right, you've kind of like pinned down the arm with the butter knife, which is now just helplessly kind of wrestling beneath your knee, as you kind of have one hand resting on the throat of this woman, and the other hand kind of pinning down the other arm.
So, well, what a poor end to this, well, night's excursion.
I guess I'll have to be moving on. As you can see, now echoing out as though the air is just tearing away from the throat of this woman, wholly unnatural and more masculine than what you would expect from this old, otherwise nice-looking lady. You can see this laugh go guttural before, almost as though in an instant, as you can see the lights in the room begin to dull, and as though a heavy draft is coming through, the flickering candlelight of the lamp casting long shadows, and as it does, you can see that there is a stretching shadow. Now all of you seeing this, a shadow that you recognize, right, and Gore, as though stretched in a maniacal laugh towards the back of the room, laughing as the lights dull, as with a the shadow disappears into the very lights around the room, and as it does so, you can see a heavy chill cross over all of you, most specifically Wright and Gore. As well as this is all happening, Gore, or not Gore, Wright, as you're kind of holding down this woman, you can see this maniacal laugh, as though a switch had instantly flipped. The expressions snap to that of someone instantly, the eyes seem to return to a relative state of normalcy. Bloodshot from lack of oxygen, stretched and dilated pupils as her eyes are now wetting with tears. A broken and maddened face stretches across this pained, now much more human-looking individual. As the tears fall down your face and this entire macabre scene is happening before you, I need both Gore and Wright to go ahead and make secret will saves for me.
Will?
I believe it's will. Let me double check. Power, sorry. Power check.
Okay, I was
okay.
gonna say. Yo, we're about to be possessed.
Yo, this is my thing. This is my thing.
Make sure they're hidden, otherwise I'll have you roll again.
Oh shit, sorry.
Private GM then?
Yeah.
Or blind GM?
Can we know the result or? Oh yeah, because we probably need to tell you if it's hard or not, I guess.
No, you can just tell me what your chance of success is. So.
Oh, okay.
I also have your documents up, so I see.
Oh, okay.
So do you want them to be blind?
They need to be blind, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Can we use luck on these at all? I
can't
don't
use
know
luck
if
on-
we can.
Oh, these are power
These are
actually.
power
You can't use them on
checks, yeah.
sanity. Alright, I got all the luck in the world to
I mean,
throw
I
at
have a
this
pretty
problem.
good shot to do this, so I'm not gonna spend any luck. But
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I'll
have
see.
a very
it's
low
nerve-wracking.
chance of success here, so I might burn luck if I need to. I mean,
As
if
you-
you want me to.
As this sickening stretch of like cold crosses over your body, right, you kind of you almost in an instant begin to hear this like these whispers kind of at the back of your mind before shaking your head with the sense out of it. Gore, you're experiencing something similar. Your head dizzy as you kind of take a step back. These whispers before they all fall to silence. The light in the room returning to normal. As you all kind of look around you for a moment, and you can see now that Trottle. You can see she immediately breaks into a scream, confused as to what's happening, but nonetheless, tears falling down her face, her features stretched and pained. As the moments kind of stretch on for a few moments, you can see, you can definitely hear the incoming step of multiple sets of footprints. Or footsteps kind of running down the hallway before the doors to the chamber barge open. You can hear Master Baron kind of running into the room, along with the prince, sword in hand, kind of coming in. A cavalry sword stretched long at his side, and along with it you can see 4 other Russian men, all of which armed with clubs, and some of which with small mag-fed pistols. As they are kind of looking at the room. My word, what has happened in here, Baron? It seems Trottle here has lost her mind. What say you, Trottle? As she seems to offer no response, gagging at the lack of oxygen around her neck, and just kind of mumbling incoherent sentences. You can see the prince kind of looking at the room with a sigh of relief. And the Grand Duchess is all right. Very well. You can see he kind of sheaths the cavalry sword. Yes. Quite thankfully so. If it wasn't for these three here, I imagine this woman here would have had her way of assassinating the Grand Duchess. You three. Lock her within her chambers. As you can see, the Baron kind of like gestures towards the three men to kind of like enter in and approach you, right?
Are they trying to like do
Yeah,
like a handoff?
They're similarly built to you, so
Yeah.
like, and there's
Because
three
Wright
of them.
is not like, he hasn't let up. Because, obviously Wright doesn't know about possession to fucking stuff. So, like, he still believes that this woman is fucking unhinged. So he's going to very aggressively hand her over.
As you kind of hand him over, you can see the dull hue shades of bruising around her neck and wrists. You can see she's sobbing and demons in my mind. And you can see she, as she's just being like dragged away, not offering any resistance, just broken. As she kind of gets dragged out, you can hear the Baron kind of like step up to the sheathing, picking up his edge of the cane sword, and kind of sheathing back before it's kind of resting once again. I imagine these are things to expect when it comes to holding such nobility, though I'd hope to avoid it. You can see the prince kind of stepping up quickly and kind of resting on a knee beside the bed where Anna sits. Oh. Grand Duchess. Oh, Anna, are you all right? I understand with this to be a very... Get out! All of you! The assassins have started again. Out! All of you! As she just kind of like, her face beet red, vein popping out of her forehead with anger, as though her fear has swapped to paranoia and anger as she is just shooing the hand of the prince off the bed as she kind of slaps it off. Continuing to kind of shout her commands as the prince kind of stands up. As you wish, Anna. He kind of looks over to the three of you, giving you a nod before walking out the chamber. The Baron following in suit, as well as the one remaining guard that was there.
Yeah, I follow.
As you all kind of turn to kind of hear the screams of the panicked woman, and then now as you walk into the hallway, the Baron kind of shutting the doors behind you. You can hear the cluttering shouts of Anna as the door kind of muffles up, and most notably as you walk out into the hallway, you can see a majority of the attendants have kind of like are looking down the hallway, just as you look down the hallway to see the three remaining guards kind of toss the maid into another room within the manor before shutting it, before kind of making their way along with the other masses. And you can see an awkward silence kind of takes hold for a moment before the Baron kind of looks over to the many other members of the party before, after a long stare with them, you can see many of them just back to their conversations. Nah, not actually, but there definitely seems to be an air of the message has been conveyed that whatever had just occurred needs no further questions. You can definitely tell that this is an environment that people don't ask questions when they don't need to. You can see you're now standing in the hallway, relatively separated from the majority of the cocktail party, and the prince and the Baron kind of standing with one another. You can see the Baron immediately turning to the prince and, "You have my humblest apologies, Prince Konstantinovich. I will make sure that this attempt doesn't happen to the same measure to the dear Grand Duchess again. I promise you she is safe within my care. I just had not expected members of my own staff to look to finish the job. Rest easy your burdens, Master Baron. These are things to expect when we are dealing with members of the High Royalty. Speaking of High Royalty, these three have looked into the investigation quite clearly for me. Have you heard any confirmations? Your investigations, I wonder, perhaps do they conclude here? And so he looks at you all expectingly, wanting to hear what results you have had. And you're, if you have a finalized answer, this is probably the time to give up.
All right. We've done a bit of digging ourselves, and kind of in a more hushed tone. I don't necessarily think that the Scrubs cases have, whether it's copycat killers or more friends of his. They seem to be finish out the job that he started. 3 more died today of the similar case that Grubbs did to others.
Aye, the city is crawling with copycats, and people looking to finish the job for the royal family, I imagine. It is not safe for, if this is indeed Anastasia, it is not a safe city for her. I, as well as the parties that I represent, are very much looking into the possibility of moving her to a more secured location. Though until then, she is in your hands, Baron. Though that is only if this is indeed the information that I've paid you for. The Grand Duchess that we hope she is.
Well, when we were talking to her, nothing concrete, but I did see her slightly react. Not sure if it's any to be used as evidence, but it helps give credence that she is who you think she is.
Did you uncover anything in your investigations with this Grobsman? Any suspicions to ensure that perhaps on his part I understand him to be a meticulous man, at least from what I had heard.
To be quite honest, there's a lot of things that don't make sense quite yet. We investigated his apartment, and we got in contact with a detective that steelheaded his case. I managed to grab this as I pull out the little journal. This was Grubsman's old journal, and to be quite honest, I don't understand much of it. The one part, and I'll flip to the part with the names, there seems to be a list of victims that he liked to.
And was our Savsnovsky on these pages?
She was the only remaining one.
You can see his eyes flare up with interest. Remaining.
So that's why I'm kind of having trouble piecing things together, because apparently, according to this detective, the people with, I believe it was X's by them, hadn't been killed.
Mm-hmm. That was what Krieg said, but he had thought there had been 4, but there's only 1 in the book.
There were supposedly people with X's by them, and that means killed. And right now, Selfnovsky is the only one with an X by her name. But it doesn't make sense, because Stavnovsky was unknown to him at that point. He would never know if she was alive or dead. There's no confirmation that he could make saying that the X's meant that they were still alive. He mentioned something about having more X's there previously. The only thing I could think of is that if someone did manage to erase those X's, there would have to be someone in contact with the journal at the station. Evidence lockers.
Very strange indeed. Though I find it unlikely that the police are involved in this case any further. I have my connections within the station that I can ask into if they can poke around to see if any such individual is tampering such evidence, but did his journal make any mention of perhaps where these escapees had hid off?
Well, there was one mention. To ask you a question, the knowledge of Sobnowski leaving this asylum, when was that made public? When did anyone first learn about it?
So he kind of looks over to the Baron. It's a true thing. I did. The Grand Duchess was admitted to the Daldorf Asylum. I took her as a caretaker till she recovers, of course. Are you saying that his journal makes mention of Sosnowski? In
It
this,
makes mention that she left the asylum. Grobsmith dead. I don't exactly know when she left the asylum. Was that today?
I believe she went under my care about 3 months ago.
It could be for a while.
She had been admitted there for quite a few years, yes. Her mentality had changed a great deal. From what I know, the nurses had quite a hard time cracking her. She's been labeled of having a mental disorder, multiple personalities. And it's been my duty to try to uncover the truth of my suspicions, as well as the prince here. As the prince kind of seems to think for a moment. But you're saying that Grobsman's journal makes mention of Sosnowski going to Daldorf Asylum.
I believe it made mention of her leaving.
Leaving or entering, that is much the same. And I find it difficult to call that little more or just circumstance. That is fine. Lead. At least to the causality of her being perhaps our Grand Duchess surviving the grasp of this killer. I had my worries that this was a delusion, a copycat. But perhaps you have shed light that we previously did not have. Very well done. Unless you have further investigations to conduct, I find that a suitable ending point. I will handle the protections. Well, the Baron here will handle the protections as I get matters with my parties informed. However, as for your pay, you can see he kind of reaches into his pocket, pulling out what seems to be a checkbook, kind of writing it down, enveloping them, and handing the envelopes to the Baron as he kind of stows away the checks in each of them, kind of labeling them. He hands each of you a labeled envelope. Consider it your pay. Your investigations were brief and forthright. And for the unsightly incident that occurred here that you thankfully prevented, I included quite a hefty bonuses for each of you. If there are any further developments, we have your line. He kind of reaches out a hand to you, right? I believe each of you deserve a calming night of the town here in Berlin. Though I cannot advise exactly where you will find fine cuisine, especially during these developingly scary times.
I think that I got that covered.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
I forgot about that.
That you do.
Oh yeah.
Well, then I will bid you adieu. As he kind of gives a cross bow, both to you and the Baron, before kind of like stepping off, unless you have further things to say to the prince. But it
Not
seems
to the prince, but I want to say some things to the Baron.
you can see You can see, as though immediately, his demeanor has slightly changed, with you, but well, I believe I have my own guest to speak to. So there,
Just one moment. I'm sorry to interrupt.
a moment you'll have. As he flips out a pocket watch, and you can hear the lid of it kind of come up. You can hear a pointed
All right,
ticking.
moment's over.
I guess a question for the two in the room. Did you see what happened? There are some.
I don't exactly understand what you're insinuating. I saw a maid make a pointed attempt at the assassination of the suspected Grand Duchess. I believe that is heinous enough.
And oh shit, well, goodbye, go. I see Gore's getting a cocktail. What about you?
Yeah, I'm getting a drink.
Are you asking him if... I'm assuming you were asking him if he saw the shadow?
Yeah, the shadow creep across the room and generally.
He didn't see that, it seems. He was
Yeah.
pretty tunnel vision.
You asked me that right there too?
I asked everyone.
Oh.
The people that were in the room that could have seen it.
Oh. No, I only saw her brandish the knife, and that's about it.
Saw the missed shot. That's about it. I'm on end.
We definitely heard like the voice though, right?
Those two did. I'd say you saw the shadow too. So like, you should
Oh,
also
okay.
make your
I
sanity
thought we
check.
all saw the shadow.
Yeah, everyone saw the shadow. Those two
Oh.
heard voices. So I'll have you make a
Okay.
sanity test. I forgot about that.
Oh, of course. As you do.
That was my bad.
That's tough.
Did you fail?
Yeah.
Will this be the session I don't take a point of sanity damage?
The shadow was also quite strange. What am I taking here?
You took 2 points of sanity damage, as you definitely found the animated movements of the sanity of the shadow separate from the woman deeply unsettling. It was unnatural, almost a demonic presence. It felt like. I do not have the time to be speaking about superstition, my good man, and I have guests to see out for the evening, so perhaps this is a matter better discussed amongst yourselves, no? He slams the stopwatch shut, kind of like tucking in his breast pocket before kind of stepping away. The pointed click of his like cane as he steps away. And it seems the immediate ending of your employment with the prince judged and changed the disposition of the Baron to you.
Damn, what the fuck? What a bastard. We just saved that girl. We saved his fucking job.
Yeah, he would have been executed next.
Yeah. Alright,
Rude fuck.
Giovanni, looking at the time, you can see that you're going to be late. If you don't leave soon.
I know you guys want to talk about stuff, but can we do it when I drive?
Alright, what's the hurry?
Oh,
You
we
can
might
see-
be late for dinner.
Sweat beating across Giovanni's brow.
Oh god, yeah, I forgot how fucking intense this was for Giovanni, but we don't know
Oh,
what the fuck's going on.
alright. You take the lead then.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Alright. I guess we can walk and talk in this matter.
I'm going.
I'm done with this party
Giovanni
anyway.
kind of rushing. You can see kind of hitting the button on the elevator, kind of get to go down as quickly as possible. Not really spending any time talking to the remaining members of the cocktail party. You kind of pocketing your check and kind of making your way out. Did anyone want to open the check, by the way?
Not right now.
I'll wait.
Okay. Did you write? No,
yeah,
was it?
Yeah, I don't
Like
wanna.
30 cents and like a
The fuck?
lollipop.
Fuck, I wanna know how much I'm getting paid.
So you are getting. Oh god. there's. Sorry.
Are you good?
Oh, there we go. Okay. So as you kind of look at the check, right, as you're all kind of making your way out to the car using the light of the building, you can see the check for you is a check written for 250 rubles, far more than you were initially agreed upon. A rather massive bonus of close to like 180 rubles for you.
How much is that in like cash? So I can write it down.
In like USD.
Well, cause like I have $300 cash or whatever. So like, what is? How much is
That's
100 or 250?
250 rubles is essentially the equivalent. Oh, for like USD, it's the same as like uh, uh essentially $250. It's a lot of money for the time.
Yeah.
That's like $2,500, I think, in translation.
So I had 300, so now I have 550. Money?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Christ.
But there are. Can I have you make a spot hidden check for me?
I would love to.
And this is a roll forward, so even if you fail, it's okay. But
Oh, I don't know. What does that mean? Roll forward.
this is to check if you see something more. So.
Oh
Not-
shit! I blinded that one. Whoops.
I
What
can
did
I
get?
can reveal it for you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, you did really good.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. That's an extreme success.
Okay.
Whoa.
I'm rolling amazing.
Reading the check from the prince, you notice that there are quite a few things that are strange. You notice that the check is not in the prince's name, but it's rather drawn from a business account, the Aufbau Währung, otherwise translated to construction union.
Oh.
But it definitely seems as though like that this is it's pulling from like a essentially like an enterprise account rather than like a personal thing you would expect from a prince. Whether or not you want to look into that, that's up to you, but it does have a note of strangeness to it. But yeah. And also for whenever you two open your checks, you both got 200 rubles. So
What the
Oh, look
fuck?
at me. Ha ha ha. Get fucked.
that's a big check, just so you know. Like, sorry,
Yo,
what?
the rich get richer out here. What the fuck?
Yeah, baby. Let's
That's
fucking
tough.
go. Don't know why I did, but I got it.
Sorry, I
Uh,
missed the. So what are we adding to cash? I missed.
$200 essentially.
Okay. Yo, 253. I can buy so many new guns with this.
But
We can miss more shots on new guns.
as you all make your way out of the the hotel building and kind of making your way out onto the now evening night streets of Berlin, kind of walking out onto the stone paved streets and otherwise the night, a kind of dull starry sense at the moment, smoke kind of choking portions of the central city sky from some of the coal factories nearby, and the locomotives still moving throughout the city. You can see the streets are live with the hive of people moving around in the evening light, as though completely unbothered by the initial horrible murders that had occurred this morning, whether through completely ignorant to the fact of it or uncaring. But nonetheless, Giovanni kind of hustles you all into his car, bringing it into an ignition and kind of driving off as he makes his way throughout the city. Is there a specific part of the city? I don't know if you made note of it. I don't believe you did, but where are we heading in the city?
Oh. Yeah, I did not make.
I believe you have access to the map. But,
Yes.
I would suspect probably somewhere within like the southern, southeastern portions of the map would probably be most likely.
Mm-hmm. We'll do New Nukolin.
Nukolin?
Nukolin.
Okay. Giovanni, driving yourself through the night-lit streets of the central city, well lit through the tireless work of electrical lampposts and otherwise kind of giving light, and along with the many neon signs glowing brightly throughout the more luxurious, if you will, portions of, or at least visibly luxurious portions of Berlin. Yet as you head farther and farther south, you never can truly escape the visible neon lights of many of the city streets here. But as you enter into the outer edges of Nukon, there's definitely a much more rural sense to it. Very much a portion of the town dedicated to the dockyards that populates a huge portion of this area of the city. Or not dockyards, but cargo yards, where these huge containers and otherwise are constantly being moved around. Many buildings here are being reconstructed or rebuilt. And you can see people are kind of lively and moving throughout the city, but it's definitely very similar in feel to Friedrichshain, but much less shitty. Though still one of the poorer districts. But nonetheless, Giovanni kind of driving yourself throughout the city streets and arriving upon your place of destination. I can continue to describe if you'd like, but if you have an image in mind of this place, that's up to you.
Yeah, I can do that part.
Sure.
So Giovanni will park off into the side, like across the street from this building. And this building that you see, it's a house. And this house it's modest sized, only about 2 stories. You don't even know if it would have a basement or anything like that. It is made out of brick, time-worn brick, old. You can see that the place right next to it, that's one of the buildings that has just been kind of torn down and reconstructed to be a little bit nicer due to the cargo exports and that kind of thing, even though the economy is not the best at the moment. But you can see the house, it has 2 sets of windows. It has a front door. The front door you can see it's brown, it's battered, it's old, but it still seems sort of fills you with a sense of home. And you can see that right outside is a foreclosure sign. 30 days. And you can see that they kind of like paint over it once, and now it only has 29 days left. And then Giovanni he'll take the key out the ignition and he'll be like, all right, it's that one in there, let's go. You're like, he'll get out, he'll open the doors for the guys.
As hopeful to still make it on time, Giovanni, parking in a spot you've parked countless times over, just outside the fenced-in construction area just across your yard, as the bank ever tirelessly working away and reforming many of the buildings around here. A bunch of gutters and otherwise, but nonetheless, as you kind of pull yourself out of the car, hopeful to still make it on time, you find yourself frozen in fear as you hear echoing out from across the yard with a similar ring of the door handle, as you hear Giovanni Jersey Wagner kind of shouting out across the street. Always making your mother wait.
Mama,
Don't you mama me. Get in here. And you can she waves many of you know she's holding a ladle. With every swing you can see Giovanni seems to twitch.
Oh no.
Oh no. Child abuse in this day and age doesn't mean anything.
Giovanni. And as she sees the two of you, well, honey, you brought some friends. Well, you can see she immediately swaps tone and kind of changes. Get in here and get some food. Come on.
Giovanni will like look at his friends and be like, and then he'll start like going towards the door.
As she kind of ushers in the three of you into the building, the slight ring of the battered door, she kind of closes it. You can see the two of you kind of if you're okay, I can describe this part, but
yeah, there's
okay.
one thing I do want to describe,
Sure,
but
go
if you want to describe the room,
no, yeah,
first you can.
Well, I was just imagining that the layout of the building is like the central entry hall, stairs, dinner room on the left, and then the kitchen somewhere in the
Yeah.
right corner through the.
Basically like that, yeah.
Okay.
And then dinner room's right here.
Well,
Mom, do you need any help in the kitchen?
Well, I perhaps would have enjoyed your help a little bit earlier, Jersey Wagner. Haven't you learned for anything from your father or your brother that what trouble gets you in this city? You gotta be smart,
yes.
Jersey. Come on. Come here. And she kind of like hugs you and
Oh.
Oh my.
These
get your ass to the table. She kind of smacks you with the ladle.
Yes, we'll do introductions at the table.
As you can see, she's very much, in line with an Italian woman and mother. Harsh at times, but you definitely know that it all comes with a little bit of harsh love. Never changing, your mother is. And as you kind of all make your way into the rather very homey and matching out the exterior of this building dining room, a table seating for 6, kind of wide oval covered with a slight table covering. And you can see that it's currently in the process of being decorated with a collection of plates that everything in this house seems very homey and weathered, as though it's been here for many years. Everything's been used to a degree. Food has already been kind of set out on the table and currently lidded. You can see the feature dish isn't out right now, but a few sides have kind of come out to decorate. Most notably, a few Italian dishes and veggies, relish and celery kind of sitting in a bowl mixed with a nearby salad. A large platter seems to be waiting for some food or otherwise. A kind of ice-filled jug of what seems to be tea kind of sits on a nearby counter stall, and another one with water. You can see one of the 5 plates. One of the glasses already has been filled with water, and it's not your mother's seat. As you can see, Gore and Wright have already made their way into their respective seats, kind of filling in where they can. I don't know why the music stopped. You can see that your mother has already receded into the kitchen to retrieve the remainder of the dinner. Giovanni, you kind of may take your seat outside of in your normal spot, and the remainder of your compatriots. I don't know where Gore or Wright you'd prefer to sit. It's 2 seats on either side, and then one at each side of the table.
I'll sit with Gore, so we're like on the same side.
Yeah, I guess we'll be on the left side, I guess.
Okay. Giovanni, you kind of sit closest on the side that faces the door in the kitchen. Beside to your right is the another plate, and then your mother's seat, and then across from you, Gore and Wright are kind of working away, and you can see kind of making your way out into the dining room area, holding on a large pizza bladder is
it's a Neapolitan pizza.
Cool.
a personal favorite of yours, Giovanni, steaming hot, speckled in freshly sliced meat and veggies, melted cheese across the entire topping of its circular crust. Pizza margherita, a classic from home.
Mm-hmm. One thing you guys will notice is that on the one of like the top seats, one of the seats, the one closest that you'd say would be close to the outside wall, where there's like a window, you see a small, like, sort of like an end table in a way, and then flanking the small window on each side there's 2 portraits, 2 pictures. One seems to be of a man who seems a little bit older than Giovanni, just by a few years. You can see that he has a really bright smile, and he's wearing some kind of uniform in a way, one that would look like a military uniform. And then on the other side, you'd see this man who looks very shrewd but stern. He's much older, in his 40s around that. He has short hair. You can't tell the color because it's in black and white, but you would assume it'd be something more like a blonde color. And he has glasses. And then on that end table, you would see 2 jars. You could assume they might be like an urn of some sorts.
Kind of resting the platter and the pizza onto the center of the table. Your mother kind of looks over to you. Giovanni, if you wouldn't mind, could you cut the pizza for me? I gotta put away this pizza platter. And you can see, you can hear as you're kind of getting the cutter ready, you can hear the loud creak of footsteps on the stairway. As you can see, walking down and onto the hallway steps, wiping his hands with a towel, is a man not too much older than you, Giovanni. Taller and relatively well built. Matching in size, you imagine nearing that of Wright. Heavily built in almost a sort of barrel-fitted way. Wearing dark black, almost suit pants, and then a tucked-in white button-up shirt that is kind of framing the musculature beneath his skin. You can see that he's wearing, as he had obviously been wiping away his hands, but he's now putting on what seems to be a set of like black gloves over. You imagine he had washed his hands. As he's stepping down into the main dining room area, the individual, his otherwise like wide-chinned face and masculine features. You can see he has a very noticeable scar that kind of stretches across his right cheek, almost similar to that of a stab wound. He's wearing a set of glasses or sunglasses, the shades kind of blocking out any vision you can see of what color his eyes are. But he has very short and swept back like black hair, kind of slightly greased, but it's in like that almost like a kind of swept back fashion. Very much kept out of his eyes. He seems to have an aura of like a thuggish aura of like wealth to him, if you imagine. Thank you so much for letting me use your bathroom, man. And I didn't realize we were having even more company tonight. May I sit again, man? As he kind of like gestures over to the chair, in which is right besides you, Giovanni. Oh, why? But go ahead and help yourself. I'm actually sorry. I haven't actually traded your name. Bruce, miss. Bruce is fine. You can see he kind of seems to be. It's really trying to fit in all these things I'm doing on my camera, but I forget you can't see me doing it. But he seems to be kind of flexing the muscles on his hands, and every so often you can hear the dull crack of like his knuckles. This all looks very nice and good to eat, man. Thank you. And he kind of pulls out the chair and kind of sits down, kind of leaning on the table. And as he does, you can hear the creak of wood. So, you fellas friends of the nice lady here, or?
I'm her son, Giovanni.
A pleasure to meet you, Giovanni. As he kind of reaches over, or turns on his chair and kind of shakes your hand if you take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
It's a strong grip. He kind of shakes it, giving you a bit of a dull smile, I guess you will. But he quickly releases it, kind of stepping up, kind of reaching over the table, and if you didn't hear already, you can call me Bruce. Kind of shakes the hand of you two, too, if you allow it.
Mm-hmm.
Have I seen y'all around? I bounce at some of the clubs around here. Y'all seem very familiar to me.
What was that club that we found you at, Goal?
They all kind of blend together. A little difficult to piece them all in my head.
I left my notebook back in the truck.
Red strip.
The red strip. That's where.
Some strip. It was a little red, I guess.
I'm not sure if that is exactly on the mark, but I've bounced over at the red strip before. That pleasure to meet you, by the way, Giovanni. As he seems to kind of turn back, and you can see your mother kind of coming back, kind of setting the remainder of the condiments on the table before kind of sitting down. And I don't understand why everyone's being so humble, but dig in, you lot. Come on. I worked so hard to keep it not going cold. She kind of shoots a stern glare over at Giovanni, but nonetheless,
I'll start like handing people pizza slices.
go ahead and hit me with 2, champ. He kind of takes the
I will give him 2 slices of pizza.
just so you know, he's much younger than your mom. You don't get the feeling that he's like he's trying to like hit on your mom or anything.
I like,
Oh,
I like how
Really? That was the feeling I got.
we started this like she was like, I didn't think I caught your name, and it's like, oh shit. You
I
only
was like,
fucking
yeah, whoa,
know
whoa,
names.
yeah. I see what's going on.
Yeah, get the pizza out. You guys got your caprese salad right in front of you.
Is there
Like a
silverware
tomato.
provided?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wright is definitely eats pizza with knife and fork kind of guy.
Oh,
Okay.
so he's a fucking Satanist, I see.
That's tough.
So Giovanni, who are these friends of yours? It doesn't seem like the same old employer from the mechanics.
Oh, well, they are not. This is Signore Wright, Signore Gore. These I found a new employer. There's actually something I wanted to show you, but they're colleagues of mine, I suppose.
Well, it definitely seems that you fixed some. Well, do be good to them, Giovanni. But don't you two go getting my son into any sort of trouble, you understand?
Just like a very stern nod.
I imagine that's something hard to avoid in this city, Miss Giovanni. Berlin's a scary place right now, but that one at least seems ready for it. They seem like capable hands. As he kind of points over to Gore, and he
It's,
seems to be
Shoot 'em,
insinuating.
Gore.
But oh, this job, Mom, I just got paid for it, and here, I'm gonna hand her the check that we got, plus the other like last like money I got from working at the shop. So I will give her $250, I suppose.
Giovanni! You haven't turned into a doll boy, have you? My sweet son.
Oh no! It's just I was just a driver, and an investigator.
An investigator. She kind of looks over at the two of you. My boy, as she kind of comes over and kind of like kisses you on the cheek, kind of holding the check, and you can see she kind of walks over to a glass jar in the corner of the room and places it in there.
Here's $250 in the jar if anyone wants it.
She kind of sits back down at the table. Everyone's kind of enjoying their pizza.
While we're eating, I'm gonna like look over at Bruce after I like eat one of my slices, like get my napkin.
Okay.
So Signore Bruce, how do you know mi madre,
Mi madre.
my mom?
It honestly, it's more kindness on your mom's part. She was at the grocery. Cashier was giving her a hard time, and I had plenty of money, so He's being a little too humble, but he did help pay for my groceries and carry it home. Um, I thought it only beneficial to treat him to some Italian dinner for the night, since we're a little thin on money. Well, this is worth all the money spent, man.
Are you sure you don't? Do you need a repayment of sorts?
I don't think that's necessary at all, Giovanni. Um, uh, Gotta look out for each other here in Berlin. Just doing my part as a due diligent citizen. Sorry. What's up?
Does this guy have an ulterior motive? If I try and read him a little bit, like, is he just like I just showed up, or is he working towards something?
Go ahead and make a psychoanalysis check.
Well, I'm so good at these.
Wait, are you?
I mean,
Like
you could
no
also do like
psychology.
spot hidden, I guess, but it's not really the same. You probably wouldn't be able to get such a read.
What would spot hidden get me? It
Spot
would get
hidden
me-
would see if he's like armed, I guess. Or to see any like visible representations of like aggression or obvious signs of things. That's
Well,
less.
I don't believe I'm going to get the 1% on my psychoanalysis, so
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go for the spot hidden.
Okay, go ahead.
I'd like
Watch
to
me
navigate
fucking-
his mood right now.
That is a success.
You don't spot anything strange. He doesn't seem to be armed. It's a little weird to be wearing shades and like gloves, but like he definitely seems to be of a like a yeah, as you had heard, he's a bouncer, so it could just be his work clothes that he's just dressed for. Nothing immediately threatening. Little slow spoken, but
Keep my eyes on him for the
Well-
rest of the night, just kind of
well-
side glaring him.
Well, thank you for helping my mama.
not a problem at all. I'll go ahead and get the dishes, as she seems to be picking up her plate and kind of gathers up any plate that's finished up. Thank you, miss.
Thank you, man.
As she kind of leaves the room, a young spirited woman, your mama. A little expired, but that's all right.
Oh fuck.
A little what?
Sorry, old phrasing, if anything. Though I wasn't expecting to see my work, finding such, affront, if you will, to the things I do. Might need a strong mind on my way around some stuff, but, you know, it makes things a little bit more interesting. First three was a little too easy.
What the fuck is he talking about off the table? This is really weird.
Off the table, this guy's talking like he's a fucking murderer and is like a cannibal. Expired is because she's old and he wants young women. Dude, fucking.
But,
The last three people died today. Actually, maybe the fucking dots are starting to be put together.
What was the room that, or the building that the Baron was at and the girl? What was that called?
Apartment or whatever, right?
Yeah.
You can look at it in the Discord.
yeah, it's on the...
It was the Savingplatz at Corner Strike 11.
I'm going to ask him if that rings a bell to him.
Like, what are you saying? He's currently like, you can hear Giovanni's mom kind of starting to wash dishes in the background. You can see he's kind of taking out the bibs and brushing off his spot. Still talking completely normally. What are you saying to him, right?
Do you know anything about the solving plots at Karma whatever 11?
Do I know something? I was there rather recently, you know? I'm sure you already knew well enough. He kind of rests a hand over the back of Giovanni and gripping you around the shoulder, kind of flashing a grin to you directly, Giovanni. You can rest easy, little man. Champ, however you prefer. Memories of this one's a little strange, but I don't like expired meat, if you will. He kind of flashes a grin at you, and you can see that his mouth is filled with needle-like teeth.
Oh my god.
Mm.
You
I'm
can go
gonna
ahead and
grab
make a
a dinner
sanity.
knife.
You can make a.
Sanity?
Go ahead and make a sanity check for me, though.
Actually, oh fuck. I wish I brought my gun. I wish I said I did that.
Yeah, I didn't bring
I-
anything.
I-
well, I, just
I
had
will
my,
s-
I
my
have my
brass
revolver.
knuckles.
I always
I
have
will
my
say,
revolver.
I will say, Giovanni, as he kind of grips you around the shoulder, you feel the pointed press of a metal barrel against your hip. And you can see, as you kind of glance down, he has a sawn-off shotgun buried into your abdomen, directly
that'd kill you.
beneath your torso. And if I can have Gore and Wright make a listen test for me.
I succeeded.
You succeeded? Okay,
Yeah.
take 1 sanity damage. It's unsettling.
Oh my god, Alex.
I'm rolling so
I ro-
fucking well.
I rolled privately, so that was my bad.
I can
because
reveal
I
it.
forgot to
Okay.
switch it.
I'm on a fucking roll.
Is that a
Nice one.
success for you?
For the listen, no.
Yeah. You don't notice it, Gore, beyond the unsettling words that are coming from him. You can definitely tell that there's a veiled threat, but right, you can hear the click of a hammer being pulled back. You get the sense that, especially from Giovanni's expression, glancing down, that he's being hostaged within his own home, at the very
Okay.
counter of his family.
His mom's gonna walk in and be like,
No,
"Oh, you guys getting along?"
No, I might not enjoy old cuisine. I'm a man with tastes, some of which that have been kind of opposed recently tonight, but those are things that can be looked into later. Though once I finish my work here tonight in Frederickstein, and finish the rest of what I have in Berlin. Well, at least for you, Giovanni, there's nothing outwardly you need to worry about. Though I'd love to pay a visit to that little girl in England sometime. Quite the pretty one she is.
Oh my
He's-
god.
I thought
He
you were
says
getting real
outwardly.
close to the camera to make a point, but
Can't tell how you contain yourself around one like that, Mr. Wright.
Mr. Wright is gripping his butter knife quite heavily.
with
Could I?
murderous intent.
This guy's build is way bigger than yours, Giovanni. He's
I know.
big.
Yeah.
Like, you can try to do something, but it'd be tough. You don't really get the feeling, because if he shoots you, then he's probably going to get shot. You get this more as the feeling of, like, he's trying to keep a sense of, like, control. You don't want, especially yourself, the house of your family to turn into a bloodbath. Your mother has already lost too much family.
In my own home. You come.
I only came since your mother invited me. Call it a fine coincidence. I wasn't expecting to be meeting someone I had seen so recently either.
He didn't invite you, Diavolo. I,
Oh,
I'll
I
make
thought you were.
I call him a devil.
we're getting there. If only you knew how bad it really was. You have fine meat on you, Giovanni. Makes it hard to resist.
As he kind of brings himself close and kind of runs his tongue along your cheek.
At that, Gore is definitely reaching for his fucking gun in his back.
Yet, with the clink of a clattering dish, you can see he kind of retracts back, and immediately you can hear the click of the hammer go down as he kind of tucks the barrel of the shotgun back into the long boots of his pants. As walking back into the room is well, I have seen that Bruce, you've gotten a little comfy with my son, though he's a little preoccupied with friends at the moment. Sorry, ma'am, I'm just it seems we have more things in common. We've worked together before. But he kind of picks himself up out of the chair, turning to a coat rack and wrapping the black suit around his shoulders and picking up a fedora off the rack and kind of topping it on his head. I have business in town tonight, ma'am, but thank you so much for the fine evening dinner. And she's, not a problem. If it wasn't for you, there wouldn't be any dinner at all. And kind of stepping forward, she, well, not she, but he kind of hugs your mother, looking over her shoulder, and as he does so, you can see his glasses kind of press off the bridge of his nose, and you can see below are a set of beady, full white eyes. As he looks over the shoulder onto the table where you all sit, you can see he flashes all of you the same toothy grin, which I'll have. It's at this distance, it's difficult to kind of make out the details for the other two of you. It's more kind of like, I won't have you make the sanity roll at the distance you're at, but nonetheless, he kind of releases the embrace before. To the next time we meet. Good night. As he kind of makes his way out of the building, and you can hear the ring of the door as he kind of closes it behind him.
Just run after him, shoot him.
Well, won't do anything. Gotta like kill the source.
Yeah,
Giovanni's like
then again-
pale. He's like sweating. Oh, you're muted.
Giovanni, my boy, are you running a fever? As you kind of like notices, your mother seems to notice how pale you are. I thought I had cooked the sausage enough. I hope it wasn't spoiled.
I'm gonna like look at her. Mama, did Bruce do anything to you before we came?
No, not that I know of. He used the bathroom for a little bit. I guess longer than most people normally do, but that was really the end of it. He got here not long before you all did.
I see. Well, thank you for dinner, Mom. Do you mind if we spend the night here? It's getting kind of late.
We don't have a lot of room, Giovanni, but I guess if one of them could sleep in your room, and then someone will have to sleep in your brother's. It's still set. I haven't taken anything out, but I'll let you handle the accommodations. But they're welcome to stay here, Giovanni. I'm going to retire for the night. I'm getting quite tired. Wash the rest of the dishes tomorrow, but well, I guess my son, a little investigator, needs his rest too. She kind of kisses you on the cheek before kind of heading up the stairs for bed.
Before like as she like turns away, I'm like gonna grip on and like her hand and be like, love you, Mama.
My boy, love you too. She kind of like, gives you a hug and one more kiss before heading back upstairs.
Yeah, Bonnie's gonna fucking like crash on like the table.
All of you kind of wait till you hear the sound of a door shutting upstairs, as a silence kind of overtakes the room.
Uh, stay here tonight, please.
I'm not really sure if I can.
Happening. Why are we? Why am I seeing these things?
It seems to be going downhill by the minute.
Um, when I looked at him, I saw the teeth of a predator, a beast. I don't know if you heard anything, but he had a shotgun pointed at me. He wants to hurt Mom. Why?
Yep,
I wish I could tell you, kid.
some men just want to see the world burn, and they'll do everything they can to strike the match.
I'm scared.
It just doesn't make any sense. None of it does.
I mean, we're all right here. So let's talk about it.
I mean, I had my suspicions. Maybe that lady was drugged or something, and I don't know, but
He said that we saw him earlier. And that he has other business to do tonight. If what I'm thinking is right, I wonder if that girl is in danger.
Saying there could be a round two for our Anna, not our, but that there Anna.
I don't know. I just the things he was saying wouldn't make sense. I've never seen that man before. My mother never saw that man. But he talked as if he knew us. That he knew what we'd just done. So who could it be?
I feel like we're running a little empty on ideas here at the moment. I'm not sure which way we need to step.
I just don't get it. Robsman's dead. So why the fuck has all this happened?
I don't know.
Where are we going from here, boys?
I don't know if I can if I can join you anymore. He
What do
threatened
you?
my daughter. I can't be here in Berlin, leaving her alone like.
Family's important, I get that. So if you need to make your way out of town, lickety split, then I'll be making it fast.
Eh. But who knows that even if we're there to protect the ones we love, if we can do anything?
Well, I mean, it makes more sense. I can't do anything for her here. What
Why
am I supposed
not?
to do?
He's here.
He's
Not
apparently
anymore.
multi-person in some connective way. I'm not even sure.
If there's some sort of fanatics going on with this Grubsman and all these followers are trying to finish the jobs he's starting, then who knows? There could be 40 people on a ship to England right now trying to go after my daughter. I can't do anything for her here.
Can I have both of you? Actually, never mind.
I immediately spot hidden. No, I'm kidding.
I thought something was about to happen and then it didn't. I'm sorry.
I felt some
I felt a
some weird
disturbance.
disturbance in the force was starting to rear its head.
I mean, I guess the least I can do here before I would leave is inform that detective that we found, but just
It is kind of late. He's not at his offices right now, and the station's closed. What I'd say that you already know, or at least Gore and Giovanni would know, that the active police force at night is mostly patrols that are acting individually. So, like, there's really just the call center.
Well, he might have just walked out the door, but we know where he's going, don't we?
You
He said he
know,
wants to finish his job. There's only one job left for him.
if anything, we should at least inform the prince in some way.
do we have a phone here or nearby?
Is there a box somewhere around here, guy, that we can run to? Or Giovanni, you know the area?
Do you want your house to have a landline, Giovanni?
No, there's no
Okay.
phone here.
There's no phone.
We can go find one outside.
I think
we
one
should
of-
probably inform him.
I'd say, on the off chance that Gio, you should stay here in case he somehow makes a bit of a U-turn. Be prepared for anything. Me and Rock can make our way and give word to the prince.
Well, that's what you think is right.
Okay.
I was thinking, oh, they're splitting the party. Oh.
Time to kill everyone.
So what's happening?
Time to. I assume we're having Geo stay here, and me and Wright are gonna make our way out to get to a phone box to alert the prince that someone literally just threatened Geo's mom and also said, "Hey, I'm finishing the job." So, and the job being murder Anna.
Okay.
I'm going to, before like you guys go out, I'm gonna tell you to stay here. I'm gonna go out to my car and get my Glicky from the glove box.
Okay.
Oh, grab my coat, by the way, because I left
Grab
it in the
my
car.
briefcase, please.
Okay. So run me through it one more time. Where are each of you going?
Geo is staying at his house.
At his mom's. Okay.
Yeah. Wright
I'm gonna be
and
posted.
Gore are making their way out. Geo's gonna be posted up basically in case Bruno or whatever his name rolls back in, Bruce or whatever, rolls back up, and so he can just Popovich. And
Okay.
me and Wright are going to be making our way out to the nearest phone box so we can call the prince. We're gonna both be kitted out, like we're gonna be fucking ready to Popovich, guns blazing, walking
Okay.
down the street looking for a box to call the prince so we can tell the prince that, hey, someone literally just said they're going to be coming after Anna tonight right now immediately. You might want to start keeping your eyes peeled, because that's about the best we can do. Because he said he gave us a line, right, to him.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Well,
So I
he-
assume we'd use that.
Yeah, he said we have your line. So that was more of like if he needed you, he'd contact you. So
Oh.
less than
But we
that.
also have his line from the first day.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Then yeah,
Because
we
like
work
I
with
remember
that.
wanting to buy a phone so I could call him. Because I didn't
As
have
I'm-
one. But we do.
As
have his-
I'm coming back in, I'll give Wright his briefcase and I'll like look at my car keys and I don't know if you plan on going anywhere tonight. If you do, I'll like hold up my car keys.
All
You can
right,
take her wherever, just don't scratch her.
No. Thank you for your kindness, but
Well, if you insist. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. So you guys leaving now?
We're leaving by foot because we're not gonna take his car.
And you're walking all the way over to the hotels.
no, we're trying to find just a phone line.
We're just trying to.
Oh,
find a
okay,
phone
my bad.
line to
Okay.
call
So
him.
okay.
We're
Let
hoofing
me
it.
Roll a navigate check.
Oh.
Sorry, because I have to change like screens on the for OBS on Discord to like
Oh.
I had to respond to a DM. So, as you guys are kind of making your way out, you and Gore kind of making your way down the otherwise quiet streets of this portion of town. Much of the otherwise like large machinery that is normally functioning in the construction is still. Like standing silhouettes of the surrounding environments, like frozen in time statues. Large cranes and otherwise now powered down and just standing still, holding cargo and otherwise aloft in the air, hundreds of pounds in weight. And it's actually proving quite difficult to track down some phone box, but after walking around for about 25 minutes, you come upon one. You had to walk nearly to the edges of the Nukong, nearly into the park, which is marked by a 7. There's a phone line near there. Kind of pulling it off, or you guys have found it. It's a payphone for about like the equivalent of 25 cents a call.
I guess we'll put in some coins.
Who's calling? I guess.
I mean,
I'm not going to.
oh, okay. I guess in that case, I guess I'll call since there's only 2 of us.
Okay. As you kind of put in the money and kind of bring the phone to your ear, it rings for a few moments till you hear a familiar line pick up before Sigablondowski.
Do you speak German?
Oga, as you can hear lines being said in German. I don't speak German, or not German, Russian.
We
as you can-
understand German. We can play that one off.
As the phone kind of seems to, you can hear it getting passed off, and yes, hello, this is Prince Konstantinovich on the line.
Hey, Prince. This is Gore. We have important information we just came about that we need to give to you.
Is that so?
We were heading our way down and we ran into a creepy motherfucker who seemed to be in some way related to that maid attack earlier today.
And I assume you suspected this to be in relation to Savsnovsky.
Yeah, he said something about finishing the job he needed to do, and said he saw us earlier, but we didn't see any of that. We didn't see this guy before.
You can hear, hold a moment. Have 2 guards placed into the chambers at once. I don't care how loud she screams or begs, just have them stand there. She can put up with it. Forgive me. The Grand Duchess has currently been... It is locked. You can hear another voice on the other side of the line that you recognize as the Baron. Then the door can be replaced. Just push it down.
Oh, fucking Cat's just shut off his computer again.
Yo.
It's so funny. It's like a freeze
It's
frame.
like freeze frame.
Yeah.
And here we see a defeated man, broken, frozen in time. Dude just got awarded by his cat.
Dude, the fuck. Noah, this not would have never happened if we didn't go to your mom's place for dinner.
Yeah,
So
I guess
you're
so.
the reason that this is all fucked.
I guess we will wait for Seth to come back since he's the one online.
Turned.
Welcome back.
Just signing back into Foundry real fast.
They were
I
kicking
heard-
down. Yeah, because Anna has locked herself in a room, but the Baron basically was like, yeah, just kick it down. Because they're just trying to put guards in a room.
Yeah. No, I got that part, and then I heard Alex say, "Oh, the cat's turned off the computer again," and that was kind of
And,
the
uh,
last thing I heard.
We will have guards positioned within her room until the matter will be protected. Whoever this
Alright.
assassin is will be taken care of. We have many reliable men here, much less dissuadable.
All right, if you'd like, I can make my way towards and try to.
You can hear a line kind of get called back, and you can hear him kind of talking with this individual. Sorry to interrupt, but it actually just kind of comes up in the middle of your line, as you can
Nice.
hear conversations in Russian, kind of proclamations and kind of heated remarks from the prince before. Seems the situation has escalated. It seems Anna has decided she is not safe within this lofted apartment. Seems she is repelled out of the building from her window.
Well, shit. If you'd like, I can start making my way towards the place, and if I run into that guy, I'll try to stall him.
You will be paid premium for your services.
Of
Bring
course.
you and rights other men here. Thank you once again.
No, of course. Hang up. They seem to be having issues, right? I don't know if you said you need to be getting out of town, so I'd understand if you head on out, but I'm getting paid to see if I can't run into our little creepy bastard and put a bullet between his eyes.
Well, I can't really just leave right away.
It is late night, I will admit.
As you kind of look out of the phone box out towards right, your vision gore kind of hazy. The recent visions of these horrific scenes have kind of left you weary. And as you're kind of looking at right and looking past him, you can see that there is a black silhouette standing hundreds of feet down the street, but nonetheless standing there beneath the luminescent light of a flickering like headlamp or street lamp. Its vision hazy. You can see smoke kind of trailing off their form, but two visible, dull white eyes. Black beads, even at this distance, you can see stare right through you. And I need you to go ahead and make a intelligence check
Oh,
as you are being attacked by a vision of sorts, a phantom.
can I use luck?
On this check, yes.
Oh, thank fucking God. All right, let's do the math for. All right, we're using 24 points a look.
I actually, to be fair, I won't fuck you for this. If you succeed this, it's worse. If you fail, it's better.
Oh, hey, fuck it, we're not using luck this time,
Yeah.
boys.
Because it's those int checks are. I'm not sure if you spend luck on them, but I'll treat it that you can. But you
I rolled another 69, by the way, for this int
Nice.
check.
you it's basically your ability to like accept that, like, your intelligence realizes that if it's a battle to see if you can rationalize it, that it's not real, and deny the facts of things in front of you as like facets of your reality. And since you failed it, you deny it's there. And as you kind of like close your eyes, counting the moments and shaking it out of your head and look back, the vision's gone.
This night's getting weirder and weirder, I swear to God. I like kind of push past right to get like a second glance or whatever. Not like I'm not like shoving him. Into the
Yeah.
way, I'm just kinda, like brushing by him. Or
You look
whatever,
around
looking
the
around.
streets around you, and it's pretty dark around this area, but you see no one.
So,
Well-
did you, what happened over there?
What do you mean?
Well, I didn't have the phone. I didn't hear anything.
Apparently, the dear Anna is currently rappelling out of the building.
Oh, she's gone. Like, not currently. They're not like, yo, stop. She's gone. She left.
Yeah. She apparently rappelled out of the building and escaped. So now I said I'd make my way back to the hotel, and if I run into our creepy bastard, as said, a bullet is going in there.
If I pull out the journal and like page through it, is there any information on Savnosky in particular that could help me determine like where maybe a safe place for her would be?
Go ahead and make a spot hidden check. I should probably be using like, no.
There's a library or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say library, but I mean, yeah, but.
Well, I'm gonna roll a 1 anyway, so let's just do that. Shit. Well, spot hidden. That is a success.
You find a portion of the journal where he seems to detail in very cryptid manners and very briefly desires or things he learned about the women that he killed. And by Savnosky, you can see nothing in particular, but you can remember from your discussions with your initial greetings with Prince Konstantinovich that he spoke that the Grand Duchess always had an avid love for animals.
Do I know if there's like a zoo in town?
As you kind of look at your map, you will see that there is. Oh god. There is the nearby zoological gardens. There are 19. Forget how to ping. There we go. Over there.
Jeez, we're at 7. God.
Jesus Christ. She's
Uh,
gonna have to go a long way.
Well, you guys are like down here. She was like right here. So like she
Yeah.
could enter it from like right here.
Oh, okay. So that entire area is like the zoo.
It's a big ass zoo. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, go.
Oh, I mean, if you want to try and find that figure that was threatening Giovanni, I mean, I can go back and see if Giovanni might give me his car. I think I might have a lead to where she would be.
That might be. Well, I mean, if we know the end point, then obviously it's very easy to just assume. If we go to the girl, the man will appear. You know what I mean?
I guess I just I don't know where she exactly is. It's just a hunch.
A hunch is currently best thing we got right now. That guy's got a head start on us, and even if we grab the car, he'll still be ahead of us. We can keep our eyes peeled on the drive to your hunch, and maybe we'll pop. Well, maybe we'll see him there, and maybe we can catch him off guard.
All right then. We'll go back to Giovanni.
Okay. You find your way back to the house, and as you knock on the door, as it's locked at the moment, Giovanni answers the door. You can see that he's holding his pistol in hand.
Oh, Miss
Right.
Rafe.
Some kind of urgent came up. Somnosuke seemed to escape from the hotel. I have a hunch on where she might be, but I'd need your car.
I've been thinking. If I just stay here and do nothing, that girl could get hurt. You two could get hurt.
I mean, we don't want you worrying about us. I like to think myself personally could take care of myself. If you need to, it's understandable if you need to stay here and protect your mom.
My mom's strong. She lost my dad. She lost my brother.
Emotional strength and the ability to fight off a deranged cannibal are a bit two different sides of the coin on that one.
But do you think I could even fight a deranged cannibal?
Well, you have a gun. Does your mama have a gun?
She'd have mine.
Well, I guess in that case, more the merrier, I guess.
I don't like seeing things not come to an end. When I'm in the shop, I fix the car until it's done and then it gets out of my hands. I don't just work on it and then just let it stay there.
Alright, well, I don't mean to take away from your moment. We're kind of on a time limit to solve this problem, I think, because we don't want him getting away with this. So, if you're coming, you're coming, so let's make our way.
Let me convince my mom.
Okay. Did you want to RP that, or do you just want to talk to her and say?
I'm just gonna be, well, I can just, we'll just talk.
I'm
I'll
going
just
off
talk.
to
I'm just
save
gonna
the
be
world.
like, I'm gonna be like, Mom, take this. She's probably never seen this before. Like, get rid of the
Mom, I have had a gun this whole time. Don't question
Okay.
it.
And then, but I'm gonna be speaking in a way that she's probably like never like seen me like speak before, like an expression that she's probably haven't seen. And I'm just gonna say, Mom, you need to take this, lock the front door, lock your door, stay awake. I don't trust that man that came earlier, and you shouldn't trust anything you see. I'll be home tomorrow.
You'd see your mom, normally pretty forward and honest. You can see her face is kind of stitched in confusion, and especially as she reads into your expression, fear, an expression that you haven't seen for a long time, since she read the letter that your brother had left before leaving for war, and you get the feeling that she is getting the exact same feeling, as though another one of her boys are leaving. I guess.
I'll be back. I promise.
And you don't break a promise to your mother, Giovanni. She just kind of hugs you.
I'll give her a kiss, and then I'll be like, I'm off.
You can see she's pretty silent. As you kind of close the door and make your way out of the house, there's a solemn feeling in the air.
I'll
So you
I
don't
locked
have a
the door
gun.
on the way out. I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have one. I left that. Well, let's go. I'll
Okay.
hop in. I'll get the car started.
Are you guys going back to meet the prince, or?
We're going to the zoo.
Going to the Tiergarten.
Yeah, where she would go. I'm also, when we get in the car and on the drive there, I'm gonna turn to Giovanni.
So how good of a shot are you?
My previous employer, the things he did wasn't always legal, so he had us trained in the shop in case something happened. I'm okay.
I unlatch my briefcase and pull out my 45. Hand it to him.
Okay.
You're probably better than me.
I only have a 50. I don't know if that'll be better than you.
I have a 20. I didn't put any.
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
As you hold the very fine gun, doesn't seem like it's been exposed to a great deal of like wear and tear. You have no doubt that this is not Wright's normal mode of combat when he has to fight. Very pristine
Oh.
gun though.
I put it in the that little part you have in your car. You lift it up and it's
Mhm.
well, I can put some cool stuff in there. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, and a bunch of
Or
like
something.
pennies and stuff are
a
there.
bunch of pennies and pens and stuff. Yeah, I'll put it in there.
Okay. As
For now. Yeah, as I drive. But
as you all make your way into the car, driving throughout the city, making your way towards the zoo, you will find you try to head to the most notable part of the zoo that contains the most animals. You've been around the area a few times in the zoological gardens. A lot of it is park, but there are certain portions of the zoo, none larger than the southeastern portion near the river. A lot of the river water is used to fill the troughs and plumbing system within the infrastructure there. Thus, as you kind of pull in along the streets, the zoo itself is very much closed and dark at this point of night. Yet as you're kind of pulling up a slow stop, you can see kind of getting out and making your way around the fenced area as you approach what would be the front gates into the zoo. These large double-door iron gates that seem to would normally swing open their flowery designs to the otherwise pretty interior of these zoological gardens. But they are currently bound shut, heavy chains kind of crossing the center of it. And as you're walking in, you can see that there are a collection of
Like a ladder to the side or something.
You can see that there is a group of 4 men, all wearing that of dark black attire, all of which one of which is currently working away on the door, a flashlight kind of painting over the lock. And as you're kind of making your way forward, you can hear, "Oh, it's blah, Fridge." You can see, I'm just making up
Christ.
words.
yeah.
As you can hear some Russian get shouted at you as 2 flashlights come on and kind of face the lot of you. You can see that they are currently holding a flashlight and having a gun pointed at you.
Yo, it's fucking spec ops. We work for the Prince. We're here helping to look for girl Anna, and also
More men
guy
for the
fucking-
prince. Well, we're here for the same reason. Come on, blood. Joy up. As you can see, kind of stepping forward, the light kind of comes over and holstering the gun. It is kind of making his way over to you. Is a rather barrel-built man wearing a heavy black overcoat. He has a handlebar or a square mustache, kind of cut along beneath his the bridge or beneath his nose. pale skin, but otherwise pudgy features. He's kind of on the fatter side, but he's not like obese. You've recognized him. He was at the cocktail party, and oftentimes he was accompanying the prince, but kind of just watching from the background. Yes. Once the prince, he set us forward to look into the matter of this Anna Killinger. These are a few of my men. If you care to join us in searching the zoo grounds, you're welcome. Make it a lot easier because we have someone to open the gate for us. Having a key does that.
Is there any signs that like someone like how could someone get in here if they didn't have like the key to the gate? Like
Is
how,
it-
how
Picking
Is
it,
wide?
you could
like,
climb.
are they
It's not
far
wide
wide
enough to
enough?
fit through it, especially a fat bastard like Wright.
well, yeah, what about Anna?
No, I'm
Would
kidding.
Anna
I
be
mean,
able
she's
to?
like a slip of a girl.
Anna's pretty lithe. You also notice from the shine of the flashlight that there is like there's overgrowth along the like stone walls, like heavy vines that have kind of like clung close to the brickwork. That's a possible way. Or she might have slipped in during the closing hours, as it is still kind of in the. When you had left the apartment, it was about 9, which is basically at closing time. So she might have slipped in.
Then we'll search with them. If they got that key and we can just enter.
I mean, yeah.
We're here on the prince's orders. Apparently, the young mistress, if it's the same girl, has a fascination with animals. I guess he wasn't wasting his money with you lot, if you remembered that. Time to prove your worth a little more, eh? Fan out, lads, as you can hear the chains kind of fall to the ground. One of the men kind of like pushes the doors to the side, and you realize now that he's still wearing the attire of like one of the employees. The other 3 Russians seem to be wearing a similar attire to Killinger. And as you all kind of like make your way into the entryway of the red bricked path of the zoo, kind of winding and leading through the greenery and lush like multitude of buildings and like trees that kind of rise up and decorate this massive zoo garden, is the beginning and entryway of it, or at least one of them. You can hear, especially now, at this time the zoo is dark, lit only by the standing moonlight and the occasional street lamps that you can see still luminescent within the gardens. Upon your entry, you can hear the elephant trumpets in the night, answered by a roar of a lion in the distance. Most of the traffic of the Victoria Platz crossway, many of the beeping cars and people there are muffled in this almost tranquil part of the city. A strange silence kind of grips it here, especially in its closed times. And how would you guys like to divide the groups? As speaking with Killinger, it's a lot of ground to cover. There's quite a few buildings to search, and there's no guarantee that she's here.
How many men does he have?
He has himself and 3 others, all of which are they aren't visibly armed, as far as you can tell.
I'm good at spot hiddening. If that is the thing
I'm
that's
decent
applicable
at it.
here, so I can go with someone that's bad at it. So it's like that if we're going in like groups.
I mean, what, like 2, 2, 2, and 1, or like one group of 3, I guess.
Like, I guess we can do 2, 2, 3, which is we can
My
just
s-
do us 3.
Perhaps we can do it this way. My men here, I do not understand the exact extent of your training, but I'm quite proficient in all this. So are my men. I will take 2 of my men And I will be putting Siegfried to represent myself in our party with you. Just to make sure we're all working in tandem. He has a radio to contact the rest of us.
Does he happen to speak any German or English? Because that's about the only languages I
He
can
speaks
speak.
English. And though his German is faulty, he understands majority. Don't ask him to read anything, though.
That's understandable. That's all we need to know. Thank you.
Siegfried, you with them?
Aye, aye, sir.
There's a rather gruff-sounding a man kind of walks forward, pretty short, about like 5'4", pretty wide and chubbly built. Though he has a pretty thickly grown beard that clings around his face. His beyond that, he's wearing a kind of capped hat over his head. Most notably, you can see it's a bit dark, but most notably, he does bring to your collection and group a flashlight. So,
Thank God.
Nice.
Hey, as you're all walking through the Red 4A and Forestry here, don't let Killinger's expressions throw you off guard. He's a hard worker when it comes to these things.
he kind of flashes a light to you all.
We've been working in tandem with the Prince for a while now. Not sure how long of employee you lot have been. But, well, normally we're, not ones to be looking for missing persons.
Yeah, it's a bit outside my job description normally, too. I can agree with you there.
Anything outside without a stalk on my shoulder is outside my job description. But I get along.
Like a stock of a gun.
Oh!
Yeah.
Well, I hope you don't report there's no police shorts, but I pulled out my shotgun just to be safe in case we run into the bastard hunting her.
Police swords. All of them sugar blades are right aligned.
Suka
Yeah.
Blitz. I think that says well, like well shit or something. Doesn't make sense. Whatever.
That's fine. It's the only Russian you know, I guess.
Yeah, it's the only Russian I know.
Suka blade. Suka blade.
Привет.
Suka
Нет.
blade.
Нет. Oh.
But nonetheless, as he shines his light around the greenery here, as you had all kind of the entire zoo is kind of in like one large ring that is like dotted with like lakes and like areas that they're holding in the animals. You can see as you're walking through the grounds, light kind of shining on like a group of like resting giraffes, lions, and otherwise a monkey cage that's currently like heavily netted in. You can hear Siegfried kind of make crude monkey sounds to try to agitate them. Kind of chucks a rock at one of them. You know, fucking kind of swinging down the branches.
We able to know if she has like a favorite animal or something? Because I can see where she'd be running for that.
Just shrugs.
Right? You got an idea? Something you seem to have a hunch to get here. Maybe you got an idea where to point.
Well, I mean, I don't have an idea on her specifically, but I guess I have an idea on like animals that a young girl would like. You
I
know,
mean, we
like-
could go check out the pony exhibit if
yeah,
we
they
really
got
have to.
horses or something, you know,
I think
cute.
she's one of them creepy ones who are into like snakes or something.
Listen, I'd love to have a lot of conversations, but what if she fucking hears us? Obviously didn't want to be taken care of, so maybe we should keep it a little hush-hush for now.
As he says, as you've entered the middle portions of the zoo, and I'll have all of you roll a spot hidden check as you're all kind of looking around for.
Haha. All right, roll min, baby.
Oh, God, that was gonna be a 34. You
Oh, that's
fucking
not very
fat
good,
fuck.
but
Oh,
nice.
I can't see shit.
I did it.
What'd you get? What level of success did everyone get?
Normal.
Bad. And by bad, I mean I didn't succeed.
Normal.
I want to spend a luck.
Yeah, fuck
Wait,
it.
Can I spend luck to go further? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
To go further beyond.
Yeah, I will spend 7 luck to go to the hard success.
Alex, you succeeded with a 70?
Okay.
That's my spot hidden is 70. so.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll spend, fuck it, we'll spend like 30 points.
Perception, dude, it's always useful.
So I just had a normal success.
Okay. As
I got hard.
as you're all kind of walking around, Siegfried kind of stop walking at the head of the group, his lamp kind of shining everything in front of you in a large, wide circle, looking through the canopies and broken, like, stretching trees that kind of block through the flickering ponds of a nearby pool that seems to be holding in a collection of alligators and otherwise. The path ahead of you kind of breaking into a bridge that kind of goes over their containment, where they kind of can swim under the bridge, and you imagine people feed them shit. Immediately to the right of you is a large Egyptian-styled building, a large mural of a large like bird deities and otherwise, kind of facing on the heads of its pillars and various poses and otherwise. And you can see there's a large stretched like bird across like the top of the roof. As the light's kind of shining across in front of you, and go right, you're kind of keeping your eyes peeled around in the shadows. Giovanni, you see within the shadows of what you realize now, reading the sign nearby is the Ostrich House. You can see a female figure amid the shadows in the interior entry hall of that building. Just past the glass-framed doors that are currently shut, peeking around as though she had seen you.
I will stop, let's say right in front of me. I'll like fucking hit him on the shoulder. And I'll be like, over there.
I'll stop Gore on the shoulder, and then
Siegfried keeps walking.
I'm like looking, so I'm not even paying attention to Siegfried.
Is anyone gonna stop Siegfried?
other hand, stop Siegfried.
He kind of flashes the light over to the door, and you can see as it does, it illuminates the pale face of Anna, who kind of shies away from the light before kind of running into the building, as though scared.
There's the lass. On it.
As he kind of starts running towards the building.
Wait, quickly, radio your friends.
Come on, man. I'm trying to get a promotion here. They can wait.
Yeah.
As he
Gio,
kind of
you
runs
Does
up
he
the
have his
stick.
radio?
Cars.
Is his radio like on his hip or anything?
He's wearing like a black, like tapered like leather vest or like jacket, and as he's walked, you've seen it kind of peek out from under his like on his belt. He has like a small like walkie-talkie essentially, or like it's a small radio box, but
Is there a way I can grab it? Not, like,
do
secretly
you want
or
to
anything,
attack
maybe.
him?
I mean, yeah, I'm going to forcefully grab that damn thing.
Okay, well that's going. Can I still be chasing her while they kind of like?
I mean, I'll go,
going
yeah.
over the radio.
Sure.
I'll
Can I
follow
have
too.
So you two are going into the building to chase after her.
Yeah.
And then could I have Wright go ahead and make a brawling test as you're trying to make a maneuver
fair,
to
at least.
take the radio.
That's a success.
And he will be making.
Matches your success.
I sure hope not.
as you kind of like reach for the radio, kind of ripping past the leather jacket, he's like, "Oi, mate, what do?" Kind of like slams his elbow into your stomach with like practice precision, as he is not as easy of a brawl as the maid was. Kind of slamming his elbow into your stomach, as you will be taking 1d3 damage.
I'm gonna die.
He's dead.
Wait, is this a
First
d3 or
damage
is
of
this
the
just a 3? Oh, no, that was 3d4. Okay, no. I guess I have
Whoa.
to type that in. /y.
Do not do 3d4 against me. You could kill me in one hit.
Yo, he just fucking one punches you.
Ugh. And Wright dies right outside the ostrich house.
His shit pushed in.
You take 3 points of damage as this heavy, short, and low gravity man slams his elbow into your stomach as you kind of essentially attacked him, kind of reaching past and grabbing onto his radio. And he, as he slams his elbow into your stomach, you kind of stumble back, clutching your stomach. And as he does so, he kind of pulls out his gun.
You a madman? What are you trying to do? You trying to fuck me over here?
He won't get no fucking promotion if she's dead. All your fucking friends.
What are you, a killer? Are you the
No!
you the assassins?
What? Oh, Jesus. We need more men, alright?
No. As his eyes seem to shift to these beady dots.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
I don't think we do.
As we will be going into initiative with you. As you can hear the ring.
Wait, so me and Giovanni are just running past and we don't notice this, or do we?
As you, well, I'm already a little too far gone. I'm gonna say that. I'll say Giovanni, you can make a listen test,
Ooh, this is real tough, fellas.
and this is gonna be hard, because you were at the back of the line as Gore had initially shouted to go.
Oh, you say hard listen check?
Yeah.
I will. What would that be for me?
It should be the top number, like the top number,
Yeah.
the smaller one.
I'll fuck it. I'll use 20. I'll use 20 luck points.
Okay.
Guess what
Okay.
we're down to?
As
Like
as you
10?
as
Oh, 3.
as
What?
you were kind of like working away, Gore had kind of like jostled with a locked door before kind of like kicking it open, the swinging on his hinges as he makes his way into the building. Giovanni, just as you're kind of making your way in, you turn back as you just hear as you look back and you can see Gore kind of stumbling back. Oh, sorry, not Gore. Yeah, right. Kind of stumbling back as you can see. He was obviously scuffling with Siegfried, but as you kind of look into the outside to the glass, Siegfried seemingly shouting something at him, and you can hear the footsteps of Gore kind of exiting into the building. Which are you gonna follow?
I will go find her, and then I'm gonna go towards my friend Mr. Wright.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I guess I continue making my way while that's happening.
Okay.
I'm going to fucking die out here.
Let
This
me.
is not really hurt. That was a hard fucking hit.
Yeah, it's like a fifth of your health bar, isn't it,
I
or
got
something
the,
like that?
I
How much
got
health do
the,
you have?
I got the
That
glicker
was
on me.
1/4 of mine. So if I take,
Oh,
I'm at 9
baby.
HP now. So if I
Oh,
take
God.
3 more of threes, that's gonna
Don't-
fucking.
don't
This
forget-
guy has a
don't-
gun, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a gun out.
He's pointing a
So,
gun at you, and
Uh,
like, just to remember, our revolvers do a D10 plus 2 inherently.
Yeah, dude, he just rolls good. I'm fucking dead.
Yeah. Hopefully he grazes you.
Uh,
shit.
Let me find his name.
Oh yeah, he also could shoot 1 or 2 or 3 times. Remember? So.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Fucking end it.
Bat in the
Spoilers.
hammer.
End of Red Red Redemption.
Yo, he's got Deadeye. He's got
Yeah.
Deadeye activated.
Okay. So let me get the initiative tracked.
Bum, 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 ba-da-ba-da-dum.
Okay.
Well, that fucking body morpher, dude. I can't trust anyone. Everyone's gonna try and kill me now.
Everyone's evil. Everyone is
Yeah.
evil.
All
Fucking,
villains.
honestly, you're probably with the hidden check or whatever. Because mine sounded like I immediately shrugged it off, but you were like you kind of, and then you shrugged it off. So I think
mean,
you're gonna turn evil too.
Oh, and then sets
God.
alone, he can kill her.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
Oh
gonna
my
shoot her.
God. Let's
Um,
go.
Shit,
Shoot
you
her
put
and
it in
then
my
shoot
head, I thought I
himself.
succeeded, and now you got me scared. And I don't want to kill
I don't
anyone.
know. Yours was a bit more in depth of a description. That's all I'm saying. And you're sick.
Oh,
I'm assuming
no.
you had your gun holstered, Giovanni.
Yes.
Okay. So
Lame.
So Giovanni, as this is kind of in a mix of when you were kind of like turning around to kind of call after, the gun kind of levels with you, right? I was hoping to share some sort of surprise, but this all works out pretty conveniently. 2 birds, 1 stone, if you will. Well, goodbye, Mr. Wright. As he kind of aims the barrel of the gun towards him, and just beating him. Oh shit! No, you don't, because he has his gun out. He is going to attempt to shoot at you, Mr. Wright.
Now, Giovanni,
As you
got
kind
the
of like
gun
are,
out.
as you're kind of like backing away, kind of
Shit,
looking around at you.
I thought gun holstered. Man, I had it out. Fuck yeah. Goodbye.
You can do 2 things here. You are still within fight back distance with somebody. I'm pretty sure you can fight back somebody with a gun when they're within a certain range of you. That or you can ranged or thrown weapons. You can fight back against a thrown weapon only if you're within dex/5 feet of the attacker. You can always dodge a thrown weapon. Half the
But
attacker's
not a shot weapon.
Okay, maybe not a shot weapon, but
Alright,
you can. Oh God, where's the move? You can dodge for cover. That's something you
I
can do.
and
But
that's a dodge like roll.
but there isn't really cover. I'm gonna say in this circumstance, since he was basically going from transformation to leveling his gun, I will give you the fight back chance. Since you're pretty close, he just elbowed you and now he leveled a gun on you, and I will say, an exception. You are able to kind of make a move here. Otherwise, he's gonna gun you down. To be honest, so
Well, I mean, he still could. I could fuck this up.
so this is going to be a brawling test versus his firearm test.
All right. Oh, very good. That's a hard success.
And since this is point blank, he has a bonus die.
Well, fuck.
Bum, 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 bum.
That little eyebrow
wait.
raise didn't look good for me.
Well, he doesn't have No, I'll roll with. I didn't state it, so treat it fairly. I was gonna say he was gonna shoot multiple times, but I didn't state it. So.
Well, I mean, if he's gonna shoot multiple, I don't care.
Well,
I don't-
you have to state it and then roll. That's the rules. Because if you like roll good and then you're like, oh, I could have taken the penalty die.
Oh.
That's why you can't do that. So,
But you're the keeper, so you can do whatever you want.
he rolled super good.
If you want to gun me down, you can gun me down.
Giovanni, as you're kind of like opening the door, right? You kind of seeing this, and as you try to lunge for the gun, him with a extreme success.
Oh, Jesus. Bye.
I'm just gonna get a bullet to the
That's
brain.
tough.
Yeah.
That's
And this is-
extremely tough.
Yeah, and this is like, modern day. I can't just be like, oh, you hit me in my head. Oh, but I have 47 more HP.
Yeah, this ain't no fucking like
Yeah.
5e shit where you get an arrow to
Yes.
the head and walk it off.
So he's aiming at you. What seems to be a Luger.
Oh, okay.
The barrel kind of leveled with you.
I don't know how
Check
much
the
that
numbies,
does,
check
but
the
I'm a
numbies.
bit worried.
And as
Well,
you kind of
D6
like
plus
try to
2.
interpose yourself with the gun,
Kidding.
he seems to just kind of like crouch, pull himself back, and as you kind of get your hands on the gun, trying to wrestle it out of him, he kind of wrestles the gun aimed towards your chest, and as he pulls the trigger, Giovanni, you see a muzzle flash between the two scuffling individuals, as you will be taking damage here.
Bum 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 bum.
You are going to be taking 5 points of damage.
Oh shit, you're not dead.
Is that equal to half your health and damage?
My current or max?
Single attack that does more or equal than 50% of your max health.
Max health? My max health is 12, so it's below.
Okay, so you do not receive a major wound here, which means
You could be patched up with first aid, I'm pretty sure, instead of
Yeah.
like pure medicine. And the
as you tried to like wrestle the gun out of his hands, you just barely managed to kind of swat it to the side, so when the muzzle flash and the gun went off, it basically grazed past, more than likely bouncing off part of your rib cage and exiting out, but leaving more than likely a stinging like slash along your side. Giovanni, you're the next one to see this. Following in the turn order, let me turn on some more suitable music than my
I
normal.
was saying, it's real calm and like nice.
We're at
Sorry.
Skyrim Whiterun Plains right now. So nice.
Yeah, fucking vibing. Our buddy
Giovanni.
just got shot.
As you kind of are exiting out of the building, you can see the scuffle ensuing just as you are getting your hand onto the glass, and as you exit out, you can see the pop of the muzzle flash. As you can see hear Wright kind of call out in pain as he shoves the kind of tries to grapple the gun out of this individual's hand. You can see they're still kind of locked in a scuffle here, but Wright's grip kind of loosens after the his failure to kind of get the gun out of his hands.
I have like what 9 movement.
They are at medium range to you, so I don't think you could get there to enter melee, but I think you could shoot at him without
Yeah.
penalty.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Just so you know, a fumble means you shoot right, so which is a
So
critical
fumble-
fail.
is it- I was gonna say that's a
Critical fail.
failure, right?
Oh,
There's
let's
only
just
like
hope
a
I-
6% chance of that happening. It's okay. I think
I
I
will-
did myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna like run, like gonna like dash, and then like try to get to like an angle, and then pop. I will shoot. So what was the thing about attacking more than once? It gets like
You get a penalty.
Like I said- okay, it's like on all 3 shots or something
If
like
you
that.
wanted to
or-
shoot all 3, yeah, you get a penalty die for on all 3, but you're shooting 3 shots.
So yeah, no, if you hit like even 2, you usually kill space dark damage. No.
I will shoot 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, right? Get fucked.
Just don't fucking shoot me.
Oh, bro, what do you mean?
Okay, so we'll treat this one shot at a time. So I will, just to make things easier, I can roll your penalty die for you if you'd like. But
Sure.
no, actually, I'll have you do it. So roll a d100, then a d10. Just so I don't have Wright's death on my hands. And then roll a d10. Okay, so that's a 77.
That misses. Not like a critical fail though.
Okay. Roll again.
Oh. So yeah, this I thought it was gonna be like a -10. It's way worse than that. I think you should always just shoot once.
It's better when you're point blank, because then it gets canceled
wait.
out.
Ooh, that's almost bad.
It
That
was
might
it
be.
96 or 90? What's the critical fail?
96 is a fumble. So go ahead and roll again. Your d10, because I could.
Man, there you go. Yeah.
Still 95. You're having difficult trying to take shots, and Giovanni, as you're kind of like trying to aim at the moving target, not to hit right, you fire your first shot, just narrowly missing him and Wright. And as you're about to fire your second shot, Wright kind of wrestles him to the side, his back facing you for a moment. As you just barely pull your gun out of the way as the muzzle flashes, Wright, you feel a bullet graze past your shoulder, blood kind of trickling down your neck from a slight graze from the bullet. Can I have you make your third shot, Giovanni?
Yeah.
Right, kind of wrestling him again to the side.
Oh,
Oh!
right,
Oh.
no! That's so bad. I shot you. Here you go. Look at this guy.
Stop rolling back. And that can turn to a 17, right?
Well,
That-
that was
that's-
your second die. So now
Yeah.
roll a d10 for damage plus
Yeah, D10 plus 2.
Yeah, and you're at 4 HP?
Oh!
we roll really low.
Are you dead?
He-
Did I kill
no,
you?
He's still
Yeah,
dead.
I'm
He's
dead.
still dead. He's
I'm
negative
at
1.
I'm at -1 HP. I don't know if negative HP
Oh,
means anything.
shit.
Okay, so you don't go to negative. If your HP falls to 0 while you have a major wound, you are dying, but
You didn't get a major wound.
you didn't get a major wound yet.
That's real bad.
Oh, isn't he just like?
I'm sorry,
unconscious?
Alex.
No, I'm okay with it. I don't care.
I
Die-
I
die-
thought that the penalty die would be like a minus like.
Oh, yeah,
would
I
just
should have
minus
explained that.
number.
That's my bad.
That was gonna be like
Yeah.
a minus 10 or something. I was like,
I
could
was
be okay still.
honestly, I felt my heartbeat a little with that 95. I was like, oh, and then
I'm
you
so
want
That was just a
dead.
precursor to what really happened.
as a right, you're kind of wrestling with, you feel the bullet pass, and as you're about to kind of like look back at who is now also shooting at you, you feel a bullet enter your lower abdomen, and as you I don't know if you want to describe how Wright goes down here, because you could die still. So, but this is your kind of
like you could see he's like he can't really bring words at this moment. He's kind of choking on his own fucking blood. Just
I shouldn't be laughing. I just you hear yeah, I'm a good shot ring in your mind as
you know, I gave him the weapon.
Yeah. That's tough, dog. I'm sorry.
No,
I didn't think I'd roll 290.
Do not
I shouldn't be
feel bad
making
at
jokes. I
all.
just
Do not feel bad at all. Do not.
it's not over yet.
He's not technically dead.
I don't
Technically.
It'll make for a good story if I do die.
It's
So,
a good fucking
how this-
conversation starter.
yeah, as you kind of like slip off of him and
He's technically unconscious because he doesn't have a major wound.
Dude's gonna fucking. I missed my turn. He's gonna double tap me.
as
Oh.
as he kind of like collects his composure, right, kind of like unconscious on the ground, unknowing if you killed him, Giovanni. You can see Siegfried kind of like looking over the right as he kind of slides off of him before. You saved my life, kid. He went mad, crazy, rushed me for my radio, nearly took my gun and killed me. I owe you my life. You can see Siegfried is kind of talking to you here. And I'm going to make an attempt to lie to you.
No.
Deception. Or whatever it is called in this game.
I think it's called lie,
It's-
isn't it?
It's just fast talk. No, it's fast
Oh,
talk.
it is? Ah, shit. Yo, I'm about to start lying to everyone.
Fast talk is like lying generally. So, let me see what his modifier is.
He's actually got like a 99.
Yeah. He's gonna roll a crit success. Giovanni's like, oh, of course, let me kill him.
Here, let me put him out of your let me put him out of his misery for you.
Giovanni, as you kind of listen to his words, you know that you know he leveled his gun on right before Wright charged for the gun. So you know for a fact that he is speaking venomous words to you.
Bullshitting me.
He's bullshitting you. And now, as he's kind of like trying to play it off, you can't really see his eyes at this distance. But I will have I will say on
He's only one fate for assassins. As he kind of starts to level his gun onto Wright's body one more time, but he spent his turn talking, so
Oh,
Yo, fuck that guy.
I'm gonna fucking shoot him.
okay, you have
Just
3
once
bullets left.
this time.
Yeah,
Okay.
because if you fail, you can shoot me again.
Fucking just shoot right on the ground.
Okay.
Like,
I'll
I was a good
I'll
shot
shoot
once.
once this time. I have a 50-50 chance here, Alex.
Oh, I thought that last time too. Rolled a 95 out of 97. Jesus.
Yeah, that's kind of bullshit in Wright's face.
Giovanni has terrible luck.
I have
Yeah.
super bad.
Yeah.
I roll so terribly.
Yeah, that's
every
why he's
time.
at 3 luck points.
He uses the dive for cover action and just uses Wright as cover. Like,
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna shoot at him with 1 bullet.
oh, he didn't actually do that. But yeah, as he's leveling his gun, not looking at you, onto Wright, go ahead and make your roll, your firearm check.
Yeah,
Oh,
that is a hard success. Almost a critical.
I will also
Oh, that
have
doesn't
you.
think-
I should have asked you this when you shot Wright, but I'll have you make a sanity test for shooting your co-investigator.
Shooting your
Of
fucking
course.
buddy.
That makes a lot of sense.
You feel nothing as you
course.
gun right down.
Oh,
Oh.
I failed that one. Yeah.
Lose all your sanity.
Right is the home.
You lose 5 points of sanity. The
Oh.
sweat beating down your face, your eyes tearing up from the fact of this man who had given you the gun, taken you under his wing, and you, Giovanni, shot him. Him lying nearly dead on the ground, perhaps even so. Your mind racing as you level your gun towards this, not believing the words that he's saying to you as you fire a round out of his gun. And what level of success is that?
Hard.
That's a hard success.
I don't know if that does anything, but hard. success.
I'm gonna double check if that's crit.
You only have 2 bullets left, by the way,
Of
Yeah.
course.
in the thing.
I
And didn't
doubt
give
you
you
got
any
a
extra
reload. I
ammo.
was gonna say, I
Yeah.
doubt you have
That,
any ammo for this.
That does hit. You can't really do shit where he's at right now. He has no cover to jump to, so.
Right.
All right.
Hold
So
me
just
up.
the normal damage.
I will need to first roll a d6 to see where you're hitting him. Because it's important for this.
Oh, if you're not aiming, you have the random.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
1d10 plus 2.
This time, 4 damage.
4.
You can see the bullet kind of like enters into his shoulder and scratch it. He doesn't actually make any noise of pain. You can see the bullet kind of enter into his shoulder, and he doesn't seem to react before. Got no sense of survival for that slut mother of yours, do ya? As he kind of turns the gun now to you.
Probably, bitch.
Okay.
Gore's just like, man, the ostriches are kind of going wild.
Yo,
What's happening?
What the fuck? Yo, ostriches do be kind of weird looking though. They're
Yeah.
birds, right? Hey,
Uh,
Anna, you're around
why,
here. That's
why
a
don't
really
they just
cool
fly on
bird.
out of here?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. They don't just go anywhere. I have only like 30
as he's
education. and,
as
like,
he just
40
turns to look at you, Giovanni, would you want to like you are kind of close to a nearby tree. You could dive for cover, which is an action that gives you cover essentially. And it's like the only way you can like actually dodge firearms. But it wastes your next turn, just so you know. Or you can just hope he doesn't hit you. Because he's just turned, and now he's just very obviously is just going to start unloading his gun.
Yeah, I will do that dodge thing.
Okay. Let me.
Dolphin dive at the tree.
Yeah.
Do a roll.
Is that
Fucking
do I have
drop
to roll
shot
for
him.
that?
Drop shot him.
Fucking-
Dive for cover, so go
Siegfried
ahead and
knows
make a
the
dodge roll. If successful, doing this sacrifices your next attack, but if you dive for cover, yeah, I believe you just can't get hit. So, let me
My
You're good
dodge
at
is
these,
pretty
right?
good. I have pretty good dex, so maybe.
Oh yeah, I forgot dodge is like an actual thing.
Yeah, super good
yeah.
actually. That's almost a critical success.
I thought that was an 80 for a second. I was like,
I did too. The freaking double zero throws me off every time.
I got
it
a
was an 800.
Yeah.
I got a hard success.
I just want to make sure. Diving for cover. Okay, so you give him a penalty die for diving for cover on all his rolls. And
Yeah,
he's
fuck
already
off.
shooting, so he has 2 penalty dice. So he's shooting
Yeah.
He's shooting
times.
3 times. So as Giovanni, as the first bullet kind of ricochets past you, and as you kind of like rush past, diving behind a nearby bush and tree, pulling yourself up, as you hear another bullet whiz past, bouncing into the bushes nearby, and you can see just another click of his round as another bullet flies. Let's see if that hits.
So with double penalty die, does that mean he just automatically
rolls-
takes?
He rolls 2 d10s and takes the worst out of all 3. So he basically can't hit. His chances of hitting are
Yeah.
super bad.
I mean, yo, he gets the 0.
As you kind of pull yourself against the tree. There's no running from this fate, Giovanni. For you, for your friends, for that whore of a bitch Anna. As he continues to click, and it is your turn once again.
That whore of a bitch.
Oh, my attack. I can't attack, right?
No, yeah, you gave up your attack, but you can still talk. Stuff.
You can't get to her. Gore's there.
Oh, you sweet thing. I'm there.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh
my
no.
God.
You
Oh,
did get
no.
fucked there. Oh shit. I'll keep on dodging, I guess.
Your next turn, you're in cover. That's what
Oh,
diving
okay.
for you just get cover, which is
Oh,
just,
sweet. Okay,
As
then
long as
yeah.
there's somewhere applicable to jump to.
I guess that ends my turn then. So.
As you hear the footsteps walking through the grass towards you, you hear a to your left as you look over and you can see it's not him, but his gun clattering past as though he had thrown it past you. And as you quickly try to turn to the right, you can see the short figure of Siegfried walking towards you. And as his arm kind of grips at your forearm, gripping the gun, disallowing you from actually getting a line onto this figure, looking past as he swings now, not a hand, but a razor-sharp clawed and scaled hand towards you.
Oh, this goes for.
And as he's close to you now, you can see now that his face has like opened from the cheek into these horrific rows of teeth that stretch up and along where his ears should be. It is just a cavernous like mouth, like a cavern, or not cavern, but like a valley of flesh that is formed along the right side of his cheek.
Is it like that one Doctor Skin?
Oh my.
Kind
God.
of.
Dead by Daylight?
Kind of, I
Yeah.
guess. So this is a melee attack. You can choose to dodge or to fight back.
I
Dodge.
fight
you-
back.
Sorry.
So if I fight back, I have a gun, right? So like, what does that mean?
You would just be basically trying to pistol whip him.
Fight
So
back
it'd
is
be
for
brawling.
melee.
Yeah.
I'd rather take the dodge.
Okay.
Roll 'em in.
The benefit with dodging is, it uses your dodge if it's better, but it also you win ties. So if you both success, you win that tie. So
Okay. Well, let's hope I roll win again.
I'm just gonna reveal that one.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
that's a crit?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Uh,
This went so
TPK?
poorly.
TPK?
So poorly, so fast.
Yeah,
Combat
this
be
session
dangerous.
kinda went real down.
I didn't even mean for combat. I was just,
didn't.
I thought this guy was actually just kind of being like a hard ass, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna call the other people because the actual bad guy is gonna come, but he
Oh.
was the bad guy.
and you chose to dodge.
Yeah.
Okay. And so this is you are getting impaled, which is a crit in this game.
Understood.
Uh,
As you do.
Just so matter of factly, you're getting impaled. I love it.
Henry, come here.
Yo,
buddy,
cocking's
need
so
a
bad.
cup.
I'm enjoying this.
I love the fighting and cock. I'm sorry this is.
We're getting destroyed.
It's
and by
fine.
we,
Well,
I mean these two.
normally
Not
I'm like
here.
really distraught about dying because like I'm a lot more attached to my like Pathfinder or D&D characters. But I think this is cool because like I'm not like so invested in right for him to die be like a tragic thing. It's just part of the game, you know.
Session 4 TPK.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you are. Let me make sure I have the right damage die for this claw, cause. Okay, so. This is 1 extra damage to his brawl. So you're taking
Ooh.
a guaranteed 4, plus.
What's your HP?
11.
Oh, okay.
Plus,
I'm gonna get a major wound though, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I mean, unless this thing's like a fucking one on this like.
Unless it
crit
don't
damage
one-shot
one.
me. But
If it one shots you, I'm pretty sure that's a major wound, so you're just automatically dying because it's over half your max HP.
that's a TPK. That's.
It's fine. I'm still alive.
Are you?
I'm still alive.
You're gonna shoot her and then shoot yourself.
Nah, I'm still alive. The rate it's going will never get to me.
so you are going to be taking, that's 9 points of damage.
Oh.
That's more than me. I got a wound, but I'm not dead.
Okay. As he blocks the wrist of your gun, as you try to wrestle it free to draw aim on him, trying to pull yourself away, but he just brings his fist into this pointed undercut as you just feel the pointed tips of the claws enter into your stomach and lower abdomen, reaching up and threatening to pierce and grasp at your heart. And as you spit and blood kind of spilling over his face as he kind of skewers you on his reptilian, alien, and monstrous palm. You can see him kind of flash a gross and guttural cackle out of his throat. The entire lips along his face seeming to stretch and morph as he...
I've missed working so vividly.
And I will need you to make a... Since you are suffering a major wound, go ahead and check that on your character sheet. And I will need you to make a... as he kind of wrenches his palm out of your chest, as you kind of collapse back onto the ground, prone, looking up at the staunch figure of Siegfried. I will need you to make a con roll to see if you go
Okay.
unconscious.
Oh.
God damn it. Yeah, I do.
You have luck that you could use?
No.
30
What?
points of luck.
To get? No, I don't.
I will have you make a luck roll for me though,
Oh, okay.
and I will also have I'll have Wright make a luck roll as well.
Do I need to get above or below?
Success. So
So below.
Oh, fail.
oh below, yeah.
Yeah.
Crit
Oh, that's a
failed
crit
again!
fail too. What the fuck?
I can't win anymore.
That is a failure.
Oh, boys.
As
You want
As
to
your-
use, but it's gonna be-
as your vision is kind of drifting, Giovanni, clutching at your chest, this bleeding red wound out of your stomach. As you look up at the horrific figure of Siegfried.
I'm not normally one to help myself to my appetite of the male cuisine. But for you, Giovanni, I was starving ever since dinner.
Oh my god,
Yes,
it ate me! Oh!
Oh!
Yo!
Can we get like sad music playing now? This ain't no fight anymore. This is a slaughter.
Get the morning papers. Get the morning papers. Horrific murders happening all around the city. 2 found dead in the zoological gardens. A possible 3rd, police failing to confirm. Do monsters prowl the city of Berlin once more? Find out more in the papers today. And as the camera pans out from the paper boy, proclaiming the more than likely horrific ends that occurred within the zoological corridors, and the otherwise natural gardens of the zoos, the only witnesses to such a crime, the animals that abode there. The people of Berlin not knowing the monsters that still walk the streets. And that is where Long Nights will end.
We failed.
Yo!
Yo, who were they talking to in the interview thing
failed.
at the beginning? Because we all died.
Probably Berlin.
Oh, they were talking to whatever the
What
other
happened to Gore?
officers. Yeah.
What happened to Gore? Did he?
Gore
Oh,
killed
yeah.
Anna.
You didn't want to describe that?
You wanna
I
let me
probably
play
should
that
have.
one out?
I probably should have, but we
Yeah.
were getting too close to 9. I'm sorry.
True.
To be honest,
No.
okay, I'm sorry. I mean, we can go back. I
mean,
If it
that's
was
up to
just-
Gore.
I mean, yeah. Because
I mean, I was kind of excited to play something out, but it's fine if we want to end.
no, I'm sorry.
Well, I think you were getting mind controlled like right
I
after
was
that,
mind
right?
controlled basically. Thomas, can I say something?
Sure.
Hold on, let me just. But yeah, no.
That's tough.
We suffered a horrific defeat.
Oh, Jesus.
One
you,
combat.
you guys got slaughtered. I feel so bad.
That was, I guess, a nice pizza though. You know,
Yeah.
before.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad I was well fed.
Oh.
You know, with
Yeah.
with the pizza.
Yeah,
Your
so
mother's
was the-
probably.
I do-
gutted
I do
you
feel
right
her-
now.
Freed.
My
I
mom
completely
too.
zoned out on that. I was more like trying to describe what was happening there. So I'm sorry I slipped the mind of the possessed Gore, but I don't know.
I mean, when he said that thing, I figured he'd be possessed.
Yeah.
What did I roll on my power check and him when we did our blind rolls?
Seth rolled let me go look. Hey, I know
Did
one
I
of you.
crit fail?
You can reveal them.
I have to figure out which rolls they were.
They're right
Uh,
above where Noah said, "Alex, can you get a little closer to your mic?" I didn't see that when
Yeah,
I was talking.
2 hours
I
ago.
apologize.
Excuse me.
If you scroll all the way up and then like a couple down, you'll see it.
Okay, Gore rolled a 58, and
I mean, still a failure, but it's not actually as bad as I thought it was.
Alex rolled a 15. Yeah, I can reveal them.
Oh, damn! So that was a hard success for me. Almost an extreme.
I'm sorry for the horrific fates of your investigators.
No, I mean I was rolling really well that session.
You were the only one that were.
I was the only one, sadly. No.
I rolled above a 50 every single time,
Well.
and I'm pretty sure Noah crit failed like 4 times.
Wright's daughter's gonna get eaten. That sucks.
Raped and eaten. If we go to trends.
My mom dead. Maybe my mom could have got him.
Damn, Call of Cthulhu fucked up, dude. What the hell? I wanted to be a victor. I remember like a couple weeks ago, you're like, yeah, I don't know how Gabe like has a bunch of people die. This doesn't seem that bad. And
Instant
then we
combat
finally,
starts.
instant actual combat starts beyond something than a butter knife.
We almost fucked up the butter knife one too. That
Yeah.
was just a piss poor maid.
I
Oh,
mean,
shit.
that's just
I got
kind of the
paid-
nature of the thing.
I got paid pretty good before I died, though. That's nice. Why'd I get an extra 50?
Thomas literally DM'd me when we were talking about the when we were doing like dinner or whatever, and like we were moving out like after we planned out like, oh, us two